Game one.
Game one. What's up, PC fam? As y'all already know, today is game one of the NBA Finals, man. I'm super excited. I know you're excited. Pin, Damian, Chill. I know y'all are excited out there in the chat. Today we're gonna break down some more expectations from game ones, and just have fun. We'll read through super chats. You know what's going on the panel today. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Damien, how you feeling?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Best time of year, man. We're about to witness history. Uh, Fascinating matchup. I wasn't on yesterday, but over the last few days, gone back and watched film on both teams. The sample size is small, obviously, because they're in different conferences, but it's been fascinating. You can get a feel of the approach they're going to take. First time NBA Cup finalists have also been in the NBA Finals, so it's a nod to the NBA as well. Knicks have a chance to win both the cup and the finals in the same year, so that would be history as well. So we're on the cusp of history, but tonight, Ox, game one, I think I mean for me personally, I think it's going to be a rest versus rust game one because I think the Spurs take game one. I know it's a short turnaround, but they're younger. I think the freshness of the Knicks will probably show itself later on in the series. But the Knicks haven't played basketball in 8 days, and it's hard to flick on that switch instantly and play at the level that they were playing at before they made the finals, and actually happened in the Eastern Conference Finals too. You know, they had a terrible game one for most of it before Cleveland collapsed, but they won't have that luxury against the Spurs, I don't think. So I got the Spurs tonight, but I think it's going to be a hell of a series.
Damian, do you raise the NBA championship banner and the cup banner if you win it?
I already think they should have raised the cup banner as well, man. They hadn't won anything for a long time, so I was all for them doing it. I remember us talking about it. Maybe you raise them together, Chill. What do you reckon?
That's what I was thinking. I was absolutely thinking that. I was thinking on if they win it on opening night, we raise both the NBA championship and the cup banner. And let's take it a step further than that. We get rings for both of them. Because what we're doing is we now setting the precedent. This is the NBA champion. This is what you do. If you win the cup, this is the standard now. Because when you won the cup, like you were out in round one. Well, that ain't going on no more. So now the switch has been flipped. So if you win the cup, the standard now is to win the NBA championship, and if you win it, you get rings. Yes, that's the way that works.
I love that.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
one of those rings is like 22 karat gold. The other one's what? Aluminum, lollipop. What are we doing?
Nope,
See,
it's actually 14 karat gold instead
14
of 20.
karat.
that's the
Okay,
issue.
cool. I was
That's the
thinking
issue I have
maybe
with you.
aluminum, like
Mhm.
rust proof aluminum.
Nah.
But okay,
Nah.
cool.
But see, that's
we
that's
could
the
splurge a
that's
little
the
bit.
issue. That's the issue right there, Pin. Honestly, I was disappointed in that from the beginning, right? Like we talked about, like Damien said, we talked about it. Um, I think the NBA should have did the best they could to force the Knicks to raise that banner as soon as it happened,
Yeah.
because like they want us to take it seriously, right? They want
Force.
the fans to
Yeah.
take it seriously.
You ox.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah,
all for freedom of you. The free spirit. Now we
no, I'm, no,
mandating banner raises.
I'm about business.
Ah,
In the
okay,
NBA,
got
in
you.
the
Got you.
NBA as a business, they want they want the people, the fans. I mean, they do. Adam Silver's done all type of things to get fans involved, to get people to tap into the games. And
Sure.
why would we take the in-season tournament seriously if the team that won it doesn't even take it seriously? I think it's kind of like throwing dirt on it. If you don't raise the banner, it's like, okay, so what's the point of this? You know what I mean? And so
Well,
if you
this
guys raise it now, it's like, oh, so it only matters if you win the championship?
Well, business is good, Ox. Business is very good. This is the most watched NBA playoffs in 28 years. So something is right.
Sure.
Hey, what's good, Mars?
With that, with,
Yesterday, Drench got mad at us because we didn't greet him when he came through. So today we'll greet you when you come
absolutely.
through.
Mhm. Miles
Also,
Welcome.
because
Yeah, but
because I
Mars,
know you ain't
I
planning on
understand.
talking for the first 45 minutes.
Mhm.
I
I
understand.
figure I'll just force some conversation. We didn't get your pick. What's your pick, Mars? Man,
We
fuck
figured
out
that.
of here.
Yeah, we figured that.
You can't be load managing on game one, Mars.
Here's the question that I have for you, though, Pin. Because Ox just brought up an interesting point about the cup banner being raised with the NBA championship. Like, we don't support small victories. Like I've been up here advocating, and you guys jump on my case about winning the division. Like winning the division doesn't matter. The Chicago Bulls used to do it all of them. In fact, if you go to the Bertho Center, there's banners of the 1990-91 Central Division champions. There's banners in the Kaseya Center in Miami, the 1996-97 Atlantic Division champions. So with the Cup championship, like small victories do matter. Like I think we get wrapped up a lot of times in the biggest prize. Okay, sure, winning the NBA championship, it does matter. Not everybody is the Celtics. Not everybody is the Lakers, right? So to celebrate the Western Conference championship is a big deal. To celebrate being the Eastern Conference champion, that's a big deal. I think that with the New York Knicks, it definitely should be something that should be celebrated. I mean, you guys haven't won the Eastern Conference championship in 27 years. Forget winning a division. You haven't won the Eastern Conference championship in almost 30 years. That's 100% something that should be celebrated. And I think that this Knicks team, who has prided themselves on being the mecca of basketball, we absolutely should. I feel like we should celebrate small victories, because those small victories mean something. I have such a difficult time with listening to people like Kevin Garnett talk about the fact that Wemby was too emotional when they won the Western Conference championship. No, you did. We still got 4 more to go. We haven't gotten to the biggest prize. Let me remind you guys who Kevin Garnett is. And Ox is going to hate this, but let me remind you guys of who Kevin Garnett is. You guys see Kevin Garnett sitting there with Paul Pierce. Just so you know, he only played 6 years with Paul Pierce. He spent 12 years in Minnesota. I don't know if you guys know that. He spent 12 years there. And in the 12 years that he spent in Minnesota, these is how many times he got out the first round of the playoffs. Once. That was it. Right? So with that being said, not every year you guys are going to be in the NBA championship. Not every year you guys are going to be in the conference finals. So when you do that, a guy like Wemby, who winning the Western Conference championship, that shit is hard, man. That is not easy to do. That is very difficult to do. So why not be emotional about it? Why not celebrate that? Because Kevin Garnett is one of those guys who wore his heart on his sleeve. You were not Navy SEAL and, buttoned up and zipped up all the time and stone faced. No, you 100% wore your heart on your sleeve. So to win the Western Conference championship, to win the Cup championship, to win the Eastern Conference championship, it should be celebrated. In my estimation, it should be celebrated like all those other things. Yes.
Do you think maybe Kevin Garnett feels that way because he's a really big fan of Victor Wembanyama?
Maybe, yeah, maybe he.
Maybe there's a little bit of a personal investment. That, hey, we have this guy who reminds me of myself a little bit, defensive anchor, versatile big, unicorn, type of athleticism for a 7 foot plus guy. And he's seeing that moment of release and he's saying, stay hungry.
Yep.
Because I've been there before and I've celebrated too early and I got messed up because of it. Because you're right. You're 100% right. Kevin Garnett definitely wore his heart on his sleeve. He definitely celebrated the small wins. Maybe this is one of those moments where he's thinking like, okay, I know you're 22, but by the time I was 32, I learned a little bit of stoic balance.
And I think that
I don't think he's hating on him is what I'm saying. I don't think Kevin Garnett's hating on him. I've always seen Kevin Garnett litmus test. If you play defense, if you're a young fella, you play defense in the NBA, he's probably saluting you.
KG shows a lot of love to the youngsters.
Absolutely he does.
Before.
Yes, he does.
I like that KG's not one of the old heads that's just like, oh no,
hating.
This. Yeah. He shows a lot of love. Chill, are you insinuating that he didn't play with Boston and Paul Pierce long enough for them to be ace boon coons? Like, is that what you're saying? Because
no, what I'm insinuating.
Maybe Chill, he would be doing this podcast with, I don't know, Stephon Marbury if he ain't selling. And just leave him stranded.
No, I know how you feel about Stephon Marbury. What I'm insinuating is that you playing with Paul Pierce, you playing with Paul Pierce, that wasn't your entirety. No, don't act like you was living in the mansion for the last 20 years. You weren't. You were living in the projects for a long time. And you lived in this, you lived in this mansion for a little while. That became the standard as time went on, but it wasn't always like that. And that's my issue with him. All of those years, I can appreciate when
they blame him.
Yes, I can blame him. Yes,
I mean they were both in poverty, and then they linked up and got rich together. That's love.
here's the thing.
That's not what I'm saying.
Certain players, they just don't get a good shake from their ownership, right? Where they learn the business side and they say, you know what, my owner was cheap, my owner mismanaged. A lot of bad things had to happen for this, record that you're talking about with Kevin Garnett only getting out of the first round like once. A lot of stupid things, crazy things had to happen, and it wasn't all Stephon Marbury. Some of it was corruption, losing draft picks.
I think all of it was that
ownership.
I think that wrecked them.
Okay, so when you put a competent roster around him, you put Latrell Sprewell and Sam Cassell, he showed you what he could do. But let's just be honest, at that point in his career,
Wally Zerbiak.
Wally was good. Wally was good, but I mean, when you're comparing second fiddles across the NBA, one person got Wally Zerbiak, the other person got, I don't know, Jason Kidd. Like, it's not the same thing.
No. The point that I'm making, though, Penn, is the fact that Kevin Garnett does wear his heart on his sleeve. Kevin Garnett did say after they beat Seattle in game one, I want to say in 1990, either in 99 when they went up there and beat them in game one, and he was talking about how Minnesota was going to be a zoo and they were going to beat Minnesota. Just so you know, they didn't win another game in the series. Seattle proceeded to smoke them for the rest of the series, right? So he was doing that. Excuse me. He was doing that sort of stuff. I can appreciate you seeing yourself in these guys and not jumping the gun. Wemby did not come out and say we win in the NBA championship. Wemby did not come out and say we're the best in the world. No, Wemby is celebrating being the Western Conference champion after not making the playoffs a year ago and having a health issue and going through all of that stuff. And now this is where I am. Hell yes, he's emotional, and I am all for him. I'm all for him showing that emotion. Absolutely. I'm not going to be stoic like I would be when I was 30.
Joe, you picked the Knicks yesterday, right?
I did pick the Knicks. I picked the Knicks in the series. I think San Antonio was going to win tonight, though.
Okay, when we walked into the playoffs, you thought OKC was the best team?
When we walked into the playoffs, I had Denver winning the NBA championship.
Okay, well, after that, obviously did not go well. Did you
have
OKC?
I had OKC winning the NBA championship. I had them beating
the
Cleveland.
San Antonio Spurs have beat the OKC Thunder 8 times this year.
Sure.
8 times? Mm-hmm. You beat the defending champion 8 times? I feel like this team is not getting enough respect. And everything I know we're going to transition.
8, really.
Yeah.
How?
If you can count the playoffs, regular season, and the NBA Cup. Right?
It's still 8.
So they swept them in the regular season.
Is that 8?
Yeah, that is.
So they beat them 3 times?
Playing 5 times. They beat them 4 times.
4 times in the regular.
So they beat them 4 times in the regular season.
Mm-hmm. And then beat them 4 times in the playoffs
and 1 in the NBA Cup championship.
So that's 9.
No. I think no. That cup championship counts as in the 4.
Okay, so 8. Okay,
sure.
Right?
That's right.
All right.
Either way,
you're right.
They whooped the NBA champion. Now, I understand styles make fights, and I understand that New York presents a whole bunch of other cascading effects, and they got a 2-1 record against them, et cetera, et cetera. But I still feel like the San Antonio team, people are just looking at them like, prove something to me. Prove something to me. Like, prove what? Prove nothing.
Well, I mean, win the championship, Penn. Like, if they don't win the championship, it's going to be a whole lot of what we're so used to. A whole lot of us just not talking about the runner-up. It's going to be so dismissive. Like I think it's an amazing. I think they've had an amazing season. Win or lose this championship, they've had an amazing season.
Sure.
I think OKC had an amazing season, and they lost in the Western Conference Finals. So I'm not one of those guys who was like, there's only one success in the whole league. Like Detroit, I think Detroit had an amazing season. You know what I mean? But I think in the grand scheme of things, though. The Spurs have to get the job done, or if they don't, then those 8 times beating the defending championship, like what was it all about? You know what I mean? Like it's obviously it's progress. I want to repeat myself because I know sometimes the chat they have a hard time hearing what I'm saying. I think that the Spurs having an amazing season regardless if they win or lose. This was a successful season, but I think. To your point, Penn, like beating the defending champ 8 times isn't going to be enough for anybody if they don't win it all. And I want to also say, Chill, I have nothing wrong with Wemby showing emotions. I think it's a good thing to see that raw emotions from professional athletes. You know?
Yes, absolutely, we do.
But that's why
we go through the last 3 years since OKC started winning 60+ games. What other team has beat them 8 times over that entire span?
What other team?
It's
you
not.
beat them.
I don't
haven't really
think it's
seen
irrelevant
yeah, we
because
haven't
because
really
that
seen
team
them
is
beat
like a
hands.
shape-shifting defense. They figure you out. They're the best problem-solving defense that I've seen in my lifetime. So the fact that you're able to beat them 8 times out of 12 in 9 months is insanity to me.
I don't think that there's another team
but
that
I
has
think
beaten them
a
that
lot
many
of them.
times. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
Go
but
ahead.
I think a lot of the emotions stem from Ox, your point in terms of they beat the champs, and I think emotionally it was almost their NBA finals, because until you do it in the postseason, it's a different level of like belief. So I think that Wemby's like reaction after was the realization as well that, hey, we just knocked off the champs too. We were playing in a lot of ways. They were playing with house money, the Spurs. Like they weren't supposed to be this good this early. And Mitch Johnson talked about it, like in December, in January, they were building and building and building slowly. But to knock off the champs is like that's where all the emotion came from. But I think overarching, like even the Kevin Garnett stuff, it's just too hard to win in the league. So like I
It's
don't
very
mind
difficult.
the emotion. I don't mind the emotion being shown. Obviously they got 4 more, but I don't mind it at all. Like if Cleveland were to win the Eastern Conference and they lost in the finals, for example, they might put a banner up chill, because there's certain franchises that you just don't know if you're going to get there again for a long time. There's certain franchises that just never been in the finals too. So it's different. You're right. This isn't the Lakers or the Celtics where they've been blessed over the course of their history. Some teams, it's just too hard to win in the league, man. So when you
If the
get there,
Cleveland
I don't mind
Cavaliers,
the
if the
emotion.
Cavs was in the NBA championship, an Eastern Conference championship banner would definitely be hanging from the rafters.
As
100%.
it should,
absolutely.
Yes.
as it should.
Yes,
Like to
100%
your
would
point,
be.
Damien. If you're not the Lakers or the Celtics, don't act like you too good to put up a Eastern Conference or Western Conference banner. Like
Like, we don't care about
that's
Yeah,
a hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah,
Chill.
Over the
absolutely.
last
Even,
15 years,
like,
those
when-
two teams have
when-
one championship each.
So yeah,
That's it.
But it's still the history though. It's still the history. But like if you
Okay.
even the division championship, like I think you should hang all that shit, like all of it, division championship, conference championship, in season tournament. I think those wins are a big deal.
That
Like
stuff
I think you
does
should
matter.
celebrate that.
I could get with that. I definitely
It
could
does,
get with
man.
that, Ox. I do. And the reason why I could get with that is because what you're doing when you do stuff like that is you're showing the history of your organization. This is what we are about. Like we are the best team in the Central Division. We were the best team in the Eastern Conference from 2006 to 2009 or something like that, right? We did win the Cup championship. Like when you walk into college arenas, like everybody ain't Duke. Everybody isn't UCLA. No, there's teams in Ox in 1994, 95. Utah State, we won the Big West regular season championship. That was the first time that we had done that in 10 years. We got rings for that. Right? They gave us rings for that, and we had a ceremony and everything. Like, because that's a big deal. We're in the same conference with UNLV. We're in the same conference with New Mexico State, right? We're in the same conference with University of Nevada, and we were the best team in that league that year. So, yes, that's a big deal to be able to do something like that. But Penn, I think that I'm on your page when it comes to a team like the Boston Celtics who don't recognize other accomplishments. I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, they won the NBA championship twice in the last, 40 years? Since 1986, they won a championship twice. That's one championship every 2 decades. Yes,
So you remember I told you that the OKC Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs will be ping-ponging championships for, pretty much the next decade?
Yeah.
The Knicks have to decide right now whether they want to get one in before that starts or whether that's going to start right now.
I think that this is the year to do it because it's just going to get more difficult.
It has
And
to
to
be
be honest
the
with you, Penn, I'm going to combat your logic about Oklahoma City and the Spurs because I don't think Oklahoma City is going to be around as long as you think that they are. Shai's contract kicks in 2 years. That's $60 million, right? And then Chet's contract kicks in. Like things are going to get really expensive in Oklahoma City.
Chill.
Fast.
I have not been around this platform long enough to know this has ever come up, but someone can tell me, Ox, you've been around for a long time. I'm gonna read you something really briefly. And I'm gonna tell you why I think the OKC Thunder will be around for a lot longer than you think. Celtics should bring this kid along. I am writing this letter to voice my opinion about the rebuilding process of the Boston Celtics. Where has Celtics pride gone? Chill, you would agree with that.
Yeah.
The rebuilding of this once massive dynasty must begin now. We need to clean house, let players go, clear up salary for a draft pick. Although the draft is not incredibly deep this year, I do see a future star on the horizon. Jason Kidd from the University of California has the skills and pure basketball sense to be a superstar and a savior to the struggling franchise. Do you know who wrote that?
I'm gonna say, what's the dude that writes for the Bill Simmons?
No, that was a 16-year-old Sam Presti writing a letter to the Boston Globe.
How about that? Yeah,
this is why.
That's cool, Pin. That's really cool. But like,
who the hell writes like that at 16? You want to check out my writing at 16? I was a writer. Like I'm saying he's done this.
Boston has been really good lately. Though.
They have been. Yes, they have been.
I understand that they were bad in the 90s, early 2000s. You know, I understand that. I see that. Who did they pick that year, Pin?
In 1984.
The point was that the Celtics should blow it up. They didn't.
Right, I get. I'm just curious though. Anyway, I just want to know who they picked.
I don't even know if they had a draft pick in 1984. Was it Dino Raja that year that they? No, Dino Raja was. No, I don't think so.
So,
and I understand that. I understand
Eric Montrose from North Carolina. They picked Eric Montrose.
I understand Sam Presti is a super intelligent guy, but he's not the only smart guy in the NBA. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of smart guys, and not all of them get super lucky. Sometimes you got to take advantage of your run. I think Sam Presti has taken advantage of his run. He got a ring. Maybe he'll get another one soon. But we have to stop pretending like there's not a bunch of other teams in the NBA that aren't just going to sit on their hands, twiddle their thumbs, and just watch these dudes take over. Like Detroit is one move away. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a bunch of teams. There's a bunch of teams out here. You don't even know where Giannis is going. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't just. Okay.
Why doesn't that matter, Penn?
Sure, it doesn't matter.
Wait.
Okay. Why does it doesn't matter where Giannis goes?
Why doesn't that matter, Penn?
Come on, bro.
I mean, it doesn't matter to the central point of the argument because, quite frankly, the two teams that could make the most realistic push for Giannis and probably have the best assets for Giannis are San Antonio and OKC.
Does the team with the best assets always get the guy? We know that's not how it works.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I highly doubt that Giannis is going to go play.
There's already reports that OKC is not targeting Giannis. So
but I highly doubt that Giannis is going to make that move. Like that would be a bad move just for Giannis and himself, his legacy, and the things that like the outside world speaking on it and whatnot. We got to stop acting like there's not a bunch of other superstars on a bunch of different teams that are one move away. It'll be like these two teams are going to be ping-ponging championships for the next 10 to 12 years. That's just not going to happen.
No, it's not.
I mean, but I think as well, another factor is like Sam Presti has not been in this type of predicament. Like he's been excellent and he's built champions and things of that nature, but this is quite a unique predicament with the NBA CBA. So Chill, you're talking about the team getting expensive in the coming years. They're getting expensive right now. Like they got a decision with Casey Wallace. They got a decision with Isaiah Hartenstein. It's unlikely they can keep Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. Lou Dort has a decision. Chet's extension kicks in next year. There's a bunch of different things. Like essentially what's going to have to happen this year is in this offseason, they're going to have to get rid of a few pieces and actually just fill those roster spots with the picks that they have or young players still on rookie deals because this roster is already getting expensive. So whether it's now their superpower is they have this war chest of draft picks, right, where they can get very creative with how they roster build. But those conversations are already going to start happening. The same will happen with San Antonio eventually. I don't know if you guys saw the reports for Wemby's extension, which is massive as well. But like all these things will happen. But the other thing is like this isn't an incompetent. Like they didn't just fall into this position of being contenders. These are two of the best front officers in the league. So you put your faith that they're going to get it right, which is the other sort of wrinkle to it all.
I mean, they had Wemby fall into there. You always need a bit of luck.
Sure.
Definitely
Absolutely.
need some luck. By the way, good morning to Ox, Damian, Mars, and Chill.
Yes,
Hope
sir.
y'all are doing fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Now there were also some people up here that picked OKC to win back to back as well. Who are same people guaranteeing that OKC and the Spurs are just finna trade championships for the next 12 years.
I'm already real talk. You already know where I'm at with it. I had I had Milwaukee winning it back-to-back. Wrong. I had Denver winning it back-to-back. Nope. I had the Celtics winning it back-to-back. Nope. And then I'm on record saying if the Oklahoma City Thunder don't win the NBA championship this year, I don't think that there's going to be a back-to-back champion this decade. I'm standing on that. I don't think that we're going to see that in this decade. I just don't. Because every team that has won it, they've been set up to make runs. That Milwaukee team was set up to make a run. That Denver team, Aaron Gordon was what, 26 years old? Jamal Murray, 26 years old. This was a young group. They were set up to make a run. Bad matchups, injuries, salary cap casualties, things like that happen. This isn't the night, Penn, and I can appreciate your logic about how teams, in terms of young teams, look on paper. This isn't the 1980s. This isn't the 1990s where groups stayed together for a long time. The CBA is just not going to allow it, unfortunately.
But the OKC Thunder, it's a conveyor belt. Their entire asset pipeline is a conveyor belt. They don't, like, all the stuff you're talking about, like, oh, they're worried about this, they're worried about that. They're not worried about any of that. It doesn't matter to them. This Case and Wallace extension does not matter. This J-Dub extension does not matter. The Chet extension does not matter.
Why it doesn't matter? We got an all-league defender. We got 3 all-league defenders on our team. Why would Case and Wallace extension not matter?
They just pushed the San Antonio Spurs to Game 7. They didn't have J-Dub for most of the series.
They're not worried.
They didn't have AJ Mitchell. They didn't play Thomas Sorber, who is going to be good.
But why are we talking about Case and Wallace like we're just going to be able to just replace him? Like he's like, okay,
it's not
we're going to get somebody else.
The asset is so valuable, Chill. He's one of the best connectors in the league. He's one of the best point of attack defenders in the league. If you traded him right now, you probably get 3 first-round picks and a good young player. My point is, so that's not a problem anymore because you maintain the asset. My point is, they don't invest.
It is a problem, Penn, because you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna trade Case and Wallace for three first-round picks.
Sure.
First of all, but anyways, like look, you can't just say that you're just gonna get 3 first-round picks and a young guy, and just because you got 3 picks means you kept the asset. Like you don't know who these kids are. These kids are 8th graders right now that you're gonna get in one of those 3 picks.
You always do that, but you just understand who is picking. What is the track record of this person picking?
That's what I'm saying.
Why doesn't it matter?
Not how why does it matter?
The brain
because you can't just assume that you're gonna get some kid in 5 years that's gonna do what Case and Wallace does for you right now. That's the problem.
That's the issue. That you're maintaining value. So look, what I'm saying is like Ox, if I give you a $10 bill, you give me a 5 and 5 ones. I mean, still we maintain the value.
That's not the same thing. That's not it at all.
It's literally $10 equals $10.
No, yes, but that's not the same thing as a young player and
3 first-round picks.
And 3 first-round picks. For instance, oh, if you give me $1 million and I'm just gonna throw you 2 lots in a duplex. Like, first of all, you don't even know what the zoning is on these lots I just gave you. You might not even be able to build what you want to build there. That duplex might have a faulty foundation and some messed up electrical work going on. You might not recoup your $1 million. You know what I'm saying? That's more like what it is. The predictor
of future behavior is past behavior. I trust this OKC team to hit at an above average rate. Look, here's the thing. When a draft picks has an expected value, and I know we're dangerously veering into what we call analytics, but I apologize, in advance for
numbers matter. The numbers definitely matter.
There is an expected value.
Numbers.
No. Expected value is a number. So an expectation is what is the average team going to get at the 9th overall pick in an average draft. Now, how you determine what's average, that's up to you to decide. But let's just say, hypothetically, there was some magic way that we could all agree on what an average draft is. I will trust the OKC
this is hypothetical
Thunder.
Magic.
It's not hypothetical magic, Ox, because, drafts get strong, drafts get weak. General managers and front offices scout for and plan for these things.
Right.
So obviously,
and they are very good at that. I will give you that.
They are
very
as evidenced by the fact that they have the 12th pick in this year's draft and the 17th pick in this year's draft. And it just so happens, and I say this as somebody who covers the draft, that's a really strong zone in this draft. I don't think people are completely understanding that as players get older and more prepared, we're seeing with the NIL, these players that are coming into the league now are sometimes 2, 3, 4-year college players. A guy like Yaxel Landenberg's coming in at 23 years old, but you still get to sign him like he's 19 years old. Now, there's a downside and an upside to that. Upside is he's physically ready to play tomorrow. He just won a championship. a guy like Morez Johnson. That's a very physically ready dude. These are not 17 and 18-year-olds like Jermaine O'Neal, where you got to redshirt them for 3 years and bleed value and then hopefully recoup value 4 years after developing them. And these guys are going to step on the court and be able to hold a rotation spot down for you. And we're seeing it right now. Teams are getting younger. The youngest team in the playoffs is currently in the finals. So yes, it matters. These draft picks, the value of the draft picks changes based on the asset class underneath, which is the actual players being drafted. And again, when it comes down to expected value, I would trust the general manager, who has been batting very well in the draft for the last 5 years, to find value where other people miss it. And not only that,
is OKC going to be drafting lower in the draft because they're a really good team more consistently?
They don't.
Yeah,
but it's not their own draft picks. The 12th pick and the 17th pick are not their draft picks this year.
Sure,
but I'm saying even moving forward, I do know they have other teams' draft picks. I understand. I'm saying their picks that they have. They're
so
probably
if they trade J-Dub or Case and Wallace right now, they'll get 5 more draft picks. If they trade Thomas,
so you're now trading J-Dub.
Trading J-Dub for picks, Pin. That's not a good. That's not a good idea.
He's just using J-Dub as an example. That's all he's doing.
No, but that was actually getting to my point. That was getting to my point. In which
what are they picking this year?
I'm saying their problem against San Antonio could just end up being that not only San Antonio's best player is better than their best player, but San Antonio's second best player is better than their second best player, and San Antonio's third best player is better than their third best player. Now we got a huge problem. Real talk. Now, and to me, them drafting well at 21 or whatever it may be as the years go by isn't going to resolve that problem. If Wemby's better than Shea, and then Dylan Harper ends up being better than J-Dub, and Stephon Castle's better than Chet, running into a bit of a problem.
Yes, assets 7 through draft picks still favor OKC. So yes, you can say that their best prospect is better than the OKC Thunder's best prospect. Let's not forget that Shea is a hell of a basketball player, and I think even you would agree with that. Even if you're trying to be contrarian right now and living in the moment of like, oh, he just struggled. I mean, that Game 7 did happen. Shea is a hell of a player, and you know what? If he may already be J-Dub play this series, I mean, realistically, we could argue they're in the finals.
You said the same thing about the Nuggets last year.
What do we say about the Nuggets?
They took them. They took OKC's 7 games, and if Aaron Gordon was healthy, Michael Porter Jr. was healthy, and that's not how basketball works, especially as we turn over a new leaf into another year.
Another season of Aaron Gordon being hurt.
But the Nuggets are way older. I mean, the Thunder are still a very young team. Sure. Let's not split over this. Like,
but so are the Spurs.
Yes, I understand that. What part of the Thunder and the Spurs will be splitting championships for the next 10 years suggests that I think the Spurs are about to fall off.
But
I'm talking about
these two teams. The league isn't about to sit there and let that's what the problem is. Run the league,
right? And Penn. So are you
also? You have to consider.
By the way,
go ahead. They're not going to split championships simply off the fact that there's another conference that both of them don't occupy. So the thought process of both of them are going to beat each other to hell every Western Conference, and then just so happen they're going to automatically make it to the finals. Maybe somebody's dinged up because of the hell they went through in the Western Conference and stuff like that, and that the East is just going to sit there and not have at least one dominant, really good team to combat one of those two. That's just silly and idiotic.
Penn, are you suggesting, and again, I want to make sure that I'm following you, because Penn, a lot of times you have really good logic. Penn, are you suggesting that with them running the table, when I say running the table, I mean just these two guys, Oklahoma City next year, then San Antonio the year after that, there's going to be some other teams that are competitive, but are you suggesting that you trust the San Antonio and Oklahoma City brass more than you trust the Detroit brass, the Cleveland brass, the Miami brass?
Yes.
Is that why it's not simply because they got Wemby, but because Oklahoma City can do Case and Wallace again. They can do AJ Mitchell again. They can do Stephon Castle. Is that what you're suggesting?
Good
more than, and the reason why I'm asking you this, Penn, because this is the same Detroit Pistons squad that 2 years ago they lost 28 straight games and they were at the bottom of the league. This team was competing for the NBA championship because of what their brass did, right? This is the same Knicks team that had 5 straight 50-loss seasons. They're in the NBA championship because they changed brass, and you see what they're doing right now. right?
Yep.
This Atlanta team has gotten better. These teams are improving, and they're not just going to sit around and just watch the San Antonio Spurs.
Atlanta is sneaky. Atlanta is sneaky. I'll give you that.
Your Toronto Raptors. Like these teams are not just going to watch. These teams are not just going to watch the San Antonio Spurs. They're not just going to watch. They're not just going to watch Oklahoma City Ox just build a hotel right across the street from us, and then build another hotel. And you know what? This hotel is awesome. We might as well just close our hotel down. No, one or two things is going to happen. We're either going to build a bigger hotel or a nicer hotel to compete with you, or we're going to blow your hotel up. That's what's going to happen. That's just
even the players in the league are too competitive. Like that, teams like that are what can create super teams. Sure. The 08 Celtics are the reason why LeBron was like, you know what?
CBA actively dissuades teams from building super teams. So basically,
okay. So what I'm saying is clearly there's going to be some sacrifice for some of these stars if they want to accomplish that. But it'll be probably one of the veteran stars that's been in the league for some time, already amassed an amount of money, and like, hey, I'm tired of watching San Antonio and OKC win every ring. Hey, such and such in whatever team. Sure. You want to do something to stop this? Hey, some other veterans. It's like it's going to have they're too competitive to sit around and watch two teams dominate the league.
No, it's happening already. Real talk. Yeah, it has. First of all, it hasn't even kicked off yet. Like OKC won last year. How about this? But now New York is about to win this year, and so now it's just like this shit ain't even going to happen.
Okay, so let me clarify.
And then next year they're gonna get Cade some help, and Detroit's gonna win. And then by then Cooper Flag gonna be a grown man. They're gonna have him some help. Then he gonna win one. You know what I mean? And then Franz gonna go to the Lakers, and then they're gonna win one. You know what I'm saying? Like
Cooper Flag really your guy for real.
Well, I'm just naming guys. And don't forget, Chicago about to get Cam Boozer, him and Montes Pozelis. They're gonna be the next duo. Then they're gonna win one. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Cam Boozer is not gonna be around by the time they pick. That's number one.
That's the fourth pick. I refuse to believe that Cam Boozer is going to Memphis.
There was a foundational period.
I would not accept that.
There was a foundational period where the NBA in the entire NBA world was upside down. 2020, 2021, bubble, pandemic, that entire thing. I think that the OKC Thunder and San Antonio Spurs over that 3-year span after the pandemic handled basketball team building about as well as you could. And they didn't rebuild for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. They actually built for a very long window, and a window that, again, functions on the conveyor belt philosophy. So what I'm saying is sometimes when there's blood on the streets, buy property, right? A lot of teams were set back by the pandemic. Their scouting departments, in terms of their finances, a lot of things went wrong for a lot of teams during the pandemic.
A lot of things up. Yes, it did.
And so I think what I'm trying to say is good decisions compound. Now, maybe I should amend my point by saying that I don't think maybe there will be a team, maybe. But I think what will happen is from this year till at least 2034. Let's go that far. Let's go 8 years, not 12 years, 8 years. The San Antonio Spurs or OKC Thunder will be favored to win a championship every single year. Whether they win one or not will come down to health, execution, luck, a lot of things. Maybe the Lakers, get Lucas some help and they win one. Maybe, something happens fantastic for Atlanta or New York.
There's no maybe. There's no maybe. The Lakers have a proven track record that once they get a star, within 5 years, they win the NBA championship. That's proven.
They need to give LeBron some help.
But the issue is you just can't do this in the modern CBA, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is like when you read the rules and you understand, like, chill. Again, it just comes down to this. There are certain front offices that are very ahead of the curve when it comes to anticipating CBA adjustments, rules, stuff like that, right? Sure. You look at the Washington Wizards and the Utah Jazz this year, right? Yep. What did they do? They followed suit with what the Raptors did with Brandon Ingram, which is they basically pre-agency'd a bunch of guys into their team. They sat them. They continued to tank. And then what happens? The league changes their entire rule on draft picks.
This conversation whenever you feel like it, Miles. If we're boring you, you can get in this conversation. You can get involved in this whenever you like. If we're boring you, I apologize, brother. I'm sorry.
I'm good.
We're just trying to talk basketball. But as you were saying, Penn,
like they ran ahead of this rule, which would have devalued their future draft picks. So now they got, Jaren Jackson, Lauri Markkanen, these guys together, right? This pre-agency thing was a direct response to what the league was about to vote 29-1 with the draft pick devaluation. this is what I'm talking about. Good front offices get ahead of things before. I'm trying to say that old model that the Lakers use, I don't think it works as well anymore in the modern NBA because teams are building way too deep. They're building like 10 deep, 11 deep. That's the team that's going to win. And the New York Knicks are deep.
Why can't the Lakers do that?
Because building 11 deep takes years, not months.
Interesting, because the Oklahoma City Thunder, I mean, they're in the NBA championship last year. They're in the playoffs in 24. So, yes, they were – and the Lakers already have their star, just like the Lakers already have their star, just like Oklahoma City had their star in SGA, and they built it with him. Now, it's going to take some years. I'm not saying it's not going to take some years with Luka, but that doesn't mean that they can't get rotation guys. They can't get – they don't need Giannis, so they don't need a super team, right? I mean –
shit, I ain't gonna lie, man.
It can be done. I think it's the underlying point. It can be done.
It's the Lakers.
I do think that's a Penn's point. I do think that's a Penn's point that the way that the way that the CBA is constructed, yeah, Giannis, James, Luka, like that's not realistic anymore, right? The days of KD, Clay, and Steph, like those days are over, right? Well, I definitely get that point. But when we can put something together, when you say years, I'm thinking 5-6 years. No, we could put something together sooner than that, Penn. If we're being honest, like we could put something together within the next 3 years and be a viable championship contender. Like they're a playoff team now, but if they are serious, which I do think that they are, that's why they traded for Luka. If they are serious, they 100% can put something together in terms of rotation guys, not necessarily to the Oklahoma City model. I'm not going to argue that point, but I definitely think that they can put something together where we can be viable and we can get the pieces that work around Luka in order for us to compete for the NBA championship, let alone win it.
Well, chill. I mean,
I think the underlying point.
This is the thing, chill. My bad, Damien. Just real quick. Chill. I think this is the problem that I think none of us have really taken the time to not only realize but also to express, and that's this, chill. Penn and Sam Presti aren't the only two people that know that you need a good bench to win basketball games. So I think the rest of the NBA is going to be
that is not
A-okay.
news.
You know, I think the rest of the NBA is going to be A-okay. You know,
it's really difficult to find those players.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm pretty sure Sam Presti and Penn aren't the only ones that know that the CBA has changed things. That you have to draft. That you have to build a strong bench. I think the guys over in Detroit, New York, Orlando, Dallas, Houston. I think everybody's aware of this. Portland, I think these guys know that.
Bench
I think
like
the underlying point is
$20 million.
Let's say Portland goes and gets Giannis. I think they can beat something. But look, we do have.
What would they have to give away?
Damien, could you go ahead, Damien? You get that off, and then we're gonna get back to pressing issues. I don't know if y'all know this, but the final start today. Go ahead, Damien.
No, I was just gonna say just to wrap a bow around this convo. I think the underlying point is it's very hard in today's NBA to build a sustainable champion. And I think that there's so many things that go into winning. I think Penn's point is correct in terms of the Spurs and the Thunder feel like they're the best placed in the league to do so. And they have a lot of optionality. They're young. They have draft picks. They have all these different things. But then to Real Talk's point, it's like history has shown us in the modern NBA right now that building a sustainable champion, even just a back-to-back champion, is really, really difficult. There's just too many variables that go into winning now. We're about to have the eighth champion in 8 years. Like this is where we're at right now. So I like it theoretically that they'll bounce championships between each other, but it's just too hard to do so. So I think that there's going to be a different champion more so than there's not. I think they can win like 3, 4, 5 between them. But them to go back to back for the next sort of decade, it's hard to imagine in the modern league.
Right. Real Talk, you pulled up yesterday for a second, didn't you?
Real Talk was not here yesterday.
No? Oh, you
was in the chat.
Okay, my bad. Oh yeah, that's right. It was your presence in the chat was so strong that it felt like you were on stage, brother. So before we get too deep into game one, right? I would like for Damien, because you spoke about how you feel about game one, but I would like for you, Damien, you Real Talk, and you also Mars, if you would like, to speak on your series predictions, because that's what we did yesterday. We predicted who we thought would win the series. You know, I would like to hear. I would like to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's my heart is telling me New York, but my head's telling me San Antonio. I'm just having some trouble picking because, to be honest, the Knicks were phenomenal in their run to the finals, but it's difficult because I'm not actually sure what level the East was in general to use as a barometer. Like I don't think the Cavs were particularly good. I don't think Philly were particularly good. The Knicks are heading into the finals, 11 straight wins. I don't know if they were they were dominant, but it's because it's very hard for me to put my finger on how good the East was. But I do think that the Spurs they will present the Spurs some unique challenges. Some of their 5-app lineups they can deploy can pull Wemby away from the basket. I think Jalen Brunson's proved to be a star that's very hard to slow down just from a scoring makeup standpoint. He's entering the finals with the best offensive rating in the league, and Wemby's got the best defensive rating in the league heading into the finals. But yeah, I've done a lot of film over the last few days on it, and it's a small sample size, but like I think Brunson's going to attack the Wemby matchup more so than other superstars. Just he's shifty, he's got a low center of gravity, he's got counters to counters, and I think he'll lean into the pull up three. I think he'll lean into the mid range game a little. And yeah, I think there's going to be possessions as well where I think he's going to be comfortable just with Wemby in pure isolation, which is very interesting because other people don't usually seek that out. So there's just a bunch of stuff here, but I've ultimately got the Spurs, but I would love for New York to get this one because, like we just touched on, I think the Spurs and the Thunder are going to be best placed for the best part of the next decade to win. So this could be New York's only chance to get one.
That's what I'm thinking, to be honest with you. I think this is if they're going to do it, this is the year that they have to do it. Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking when it comes to the Knicks, because I think that there's a bunch of different teams in the Eastern Conference, just the East alone, that I think are going to be better next year. I think that we're going to have a massive improvement from players that are young, and I think that they hear the chatter. Real talk. I know that, some people say that, we're not that big of a deal. You don't think that Paulo has heard you saying that, yo, big fella, get better. You suck. This ain't good enough. He's heard that. I promise you, he's heard that from you. And the reason why I know he's heard that from you, because other people have heard it from you, and it's gotten back to him. Big fella, you the reason why y'all ain't winning. It ain't because this dude can't shoot. It ain't because this dude can't defend. It's because you aren't better, and you need to get better. And there's people who have gotten that back to him. Cade has heard that Cade needs to take better care of the basketball. So there's going to be an improvement throughout the course of the Eastern Conference from these players because they know that they need to improve. Now, what I will say to you, though, Damien, I don't think the home floor in this series is going to matter nearly as much as it has in the past. San Antonio went into Oklahoma City and they won the first game and they won the last game. So it's obvious that they're battle tested. They could go into your building and win. They 100% did that. The Knicks went in. The Knicks went into Atlanta and beat them dudes by 60 in the closeout game. Smoked them dudes. Mm-hmm. They went into Philadelphia. I turned the game off when they was up 40. I was out in Philadelphia, and I can't even talk to you guys about what happened in Cleveland. I don't even want to talk about that when they stomped them.
But that's my point, Joe. Like the barometer in the East is very hard. You had the Knicks just pummeling teams like. I think it's very hard to see in terms of the level of competition, Chill. Not that they were dominant, because they were dominant, and it's great to be dominant against anyone in the playoffs, but it's just like the level of competition they were playing. Was it higher than what the Spurs have been playing consistently to get here? That's my only thing.
I mean, if it's the way that people are, this is kind of reminding me of like 2017 when the Cavs just like blew through the Eastern Conference, and everybody was like, I think everybody had an easier time accepting that was a really good team, despite the East kind of being kind of weak, obviously, because, LeBron's on the team. But when you just look at the results that the Knicks have put on display over and over and over again in the playoffs, like, yes, is the East kind of weak? Sure. But they're also doing what a dominant team would be doing to the weak conference, which is dominating it. Like they're not even these games aren't even close.
Stomping everybody.
They're beating people by 40, 30, 20 plus points consistently, routinely. Like that should show you something. Also, like that they're playing this well going into the finals and shooting the ball this well. The first series that they played against Atlanta, I feel like the reason why Atlanta even gave them, you know, a 6-game series, you got to remember Atlanta was playing very good basketball going into the playoffs. That kind of forward momentum and playing well, even if it's against weaker competition, your team is just better when you're in a groove and you're playing confidently, right? So the Knicks are in a groove. They're playing confidently. They have veteran leadership on this team. I just like the fact that Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart have been in so many battles together, going all the way back to college. Like they know they can trust each other. They know what to expect from each other. They know to keep their head in the game, even if, you know, it looks like, hey, something isn't going our way. They're battle tested. They know what to do with that. Also, OG Anunoby is a great player. Cat has been playing phenomenally. For me, I am getting a little worrisome that everybody's starting to pick the Knicks. I thought like me picking the Knicks was going to be like the minority side, starting to be like the majority side picking the Knicks. I don't really like that. Like,
but why shouldn't you though?
It's not the majority.
Why shouldn't you though?
That's your official pick, Real Talk? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have the Knicks in 6. I have them winning tonight. Yep. I think they're going to get game 1. I think the Spurs are going to bounce back and get game 2. I think the Knicks are then going to win both of their games at home. One of them by a actual comfortable margin. I think one of those games is just going to shoot the hell out of.
If they go back to New York,
and then
if they go back to San Antonio up 3-1, we ain't coming back to New York. Nope.
No, we are coming back to New York because in San Antonio, Wemby will have a Wemby game. That's what's going to happen. Wemby in game 5 is going to 45, 12, 18 and 5 with 7 blocks or some crazy shit like that. And then they're going to close it out in game 6
at home
in the Garden. That's what I have happening.
And then the city's going to burn to the ground, Joe.
And the city's going to, yeah, absolutely.
I promise it's going to be mayhem. I have 100%, no doubt about that. So, I picked I'm going to pick the Knicks in this series, and I'm going to pick the Knicks in this series off the strength of how they match up with the San Antonio Spurs. There is this overwhelming problem with Wemby. Yes, it is, but I think that they can counter that with a number of different things that they do defensively. Like I said, they protect Jalen Brunson so well, but in addition to protecting Jalen Brunson, they can also protect Karl Anthony Towns as a defender. They don't have to leave him one-on-one with Wemby. Like Karl has to do his work early. He has to be able to play defense without fouling consistently. And when he does that, I think that there's a shift in Knicks defense where they're showing Wemby different looks. Wemby has improved his ability to pass because Mars and I had this conversation, I want to say earlier in the year. Wemby was a turnover machine, and like that kind of went under the radar. People weren't talking about that at all, where he would just throw the ball away. He wasn't good at processing out of the double team. He's actually been better at that, but I think that the Knicks are going to show him different looks as a double team. I think they're going to show him different looks as a one-on-one defensive team. In addition to them doing that, I think they're going to use their offense for defense. When they use their offense for defense, Cat in particular, I think that he's the best stretch big in the game. I think that he can make Wemby work a lot harder on the perimeter than he would have to with anybody else. That includes Joker, off the strength that he can consistently knock down an open shot. I think that San Antonio, on the other hand, because they haven't had as much time off as the Knicks have had, and I think that they are a little bit, the engine is hotter. Like that engine with the Knicks is a little colder right now, and it's going to take a little bit of time for it to rev up. And I think that engine is hotter, and I think that they're going to use that momentum that they had. Today's Wednesday. They're going to use that momentum that they had from Saturday coming into this game, and I think that they win game 1. They have to win game 1, real talk, because if they lose game 1, I think that the Spurs are in a lot of trouble in this series. A lot.
Chill, you know, the betting markets and prediction markets, sometimes can be a good indication of where investor sentiment is. There's a lot of people who bet in New York, a lot of money in New York,
and they use
Kalshi and Polymarket, and both have the Spurs winning by a significant margin. So with all the money that you expect to be riding from Knicks fans who are, perhaps betting college tuitions, kids' college tuitions, second mortgages, like my Knicks are going to win. My Knicks are going to win. I certainly don't know a lot of Knicks fans who are like, yeah, I think the Spurs are going to win. No, New York is heavily, and that's a massive money city. So I just think, like, what Real Talk said about, like, oh, he thinks that he wanted to bet with a minority. You definitely are still the minority.
Which is fair.
Then we're about to win a lot of money. Then go put some money on the Knicks because they're about to beat San Antonio. Pretty confident in this, actually.
When did it shift? Like, when did it shift? Because there was a time, I think we all agreed, where in the playoffs the general sentiment was whoever comes out of the West is going to win the NBA championship, right? Was there a turning point for you guys where the Knicks became damn, this team could actually come out the East and win this thing? Was it the Hawks series?
They haven't lost in a month
for
Damien.
A long
That's
time wasn't just for sure whoever comes out the West is going to win the championship, especially if it was the Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks are just really good, man. They've been really good all year. They've been historic in the playoffs. Now, obviously, they're not a historically talented team or anything like that, but they've been a great team for all year long. And I believe also said when I said it at the time, people were looking at me crazy, gave me some pushback. Also believe they have the best coach in the playoffs, damn near the best coach in the league, to be quite honest with you. Joe Mazzulla, respectfully, what I saw from you in this playoff run, don't know about you, sir. I think you're a regular season merchant right now. Yeah, so give me Mike Brown as the best coach in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson, his willingness to get off the basketball a little bit. Love how they've done that. They've kept Cat involved in the offense by kind of making him a hub at the top of the key and a passing force out of that. Also, I want to park here about Cat, though, because Cat has an opportunity to kind of really solidify himself in basketball lore.
There's no kind of real talk. No, this is the NBA championship. There's no kind of about that. He 100% can stamp himself. Yes.
Yeah, because when you think about it, right, he's been in the conference finals now, 3 straight years? 2 in the West, 1 now in the East. Now he's in the finals. He also, to do that in the West, had a great performance up against Nikola Jokic, who at the time was considered hands down the best player in the league. He showed out in that series, guarded Nikola Jokic well. On top of that, I know he's kind of known for being a weak defender. And what if we get to this series and he does a pretty decent job on Wemby, while also being one of the reasons why Wemby is rendered less effective defensively because he has to guard Cat now on the perimeter. I do think that Cat is one of the absolute best big men in the league. And because of some other things, we kind of don't acknowledge that about him. But this series in particular can really stamp Cat. Like, we need to start putting some real respect on that young man's name. Like,
but I said this as well. I said this as well. Like, if the Knicks win, Jalen Brunson will likely be Finals MVP. But Cat might be the most important player for the Knicks in this series because ideally OG as well. But in terms of what Real Talk pointed out, ideally he should act as a solution for Wemby to pull him away from the paint. Right now, there's a very good chance that Wemby doesn't guard him and he guards Josh Hart, right? Which is most likely what's going to happen. But even in that scenario, Cat's going to be in a position to punish the mismatch, right? And theoretically, Cat, and I know we've spoken about this at great length, but Cat should theoretically be one of the toughest matchup problems in like the entire league. And we've seen it throughout spurts, like when they've used him as a hub, Real Talk, when they've gone to mismatches, when he's done different things defensively. Like he's gone up in my book. Like he hasn't been terrible defensively at all. I'd argue he's been really good.
Damien, you sound like it sounds like, Damien, that he should be one of the tougher matchups, but he isn't. Like you sound like he should be more of a tougher matchup.
He's just let teams off the hook, I think, in the past. I think it's difficult. it's sometimes difficult to use players like Cat as a hub when they're not sort of pass first guys like Jokic and other guys, but they've found ways to like utilize and maximize his skill set throughout this run. So like Cat's going to be very, very important in this series. I think Josh, if Wemby plays on Josh Hart, Hart's got to play well as well. But Cat can be the guy that starts all this mismatch stuff for the Knicks. He's going to be massively important. So I'm with you on a real talk. I think it could be a legacy-defining series for him for real.
To your point, too, just like on the mismatch, I don't even think it has to be he's killing them with the ball per se, and like these post ups on the block. Like you want that to happen as well, but I think one thing that he can definitely do to make Wemby have to guard him is to punish him on the offensive glass. He has to punish them on the boards. That is one thing. Again, I was begging Chet to do. But you know, he's 195, so maybe there's a problem there.
Mitchell Robinson too is going to be massive in that respect.
Mitch as well. But Cat has to punish the smalls on the glass, because that is one thing that San Antonio definitely lacks, is the ability to close possessions consistently when Wemby's pulled away from the basket, or he's not near the basket, or the one getting the rebound himself. We saw it even in the last series against OKC.
Real talk. Real quick, I want to keep going with this, but as y'all know what time it is, I do gotta get to some ad reads. Also, real talk. Before we do this, when we get back to the segment, you have to be careful. Damian, you too. You guys don't praise Cat too much. Don't pretend like Cat could possibly match up with Victor Wembanyama in these finals. Don't even insinuate that there's a slight possibility that Karl-Anthony Towns could be a difference maker and maybe even outplay Victor Wembanyama in this series, because that is blasphemy. Trust me, I tried to get that off yesterday, and I still haven't recovered. So you guys be careful when we get back to this segment. I don't want you guys to even, don't even at all let that thought cross your mind.
I think San Antonio Spurs fans are mad for a reason.
Noted.
I'm just saying. You guys be careful. Be careful.
No, I think they're mad. I think they're mad because the Knicks representation here is so loud, and the Spurs representation is so soft.
We definitely will talk about it in about a minute and a half. This is going to be really quick. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Hold on now. Hold on. Splash Sports. Relax, real talk. It happens. Splash Sports, y'all. This is the place to do your best quick picks. You guys know what time it is here. Hey, unfortunately, I can't. They don't have the finals game up.
They don't.
So it's
Not yet.
no.
There's more important things to focus on. That's why.
WNBA
Like the
then.
W?
Let's get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Man, shout out to Kennedy Carter. Heal up quickly.
Are you sure? You refresh?
Yeah, I refreshed it like 3 times. That's what I was doing back here. I was back here for like 2 minutes trying to refresh it.
That's strange.
But look, the W is worthy.
The W is 100% worthy.
Man. Atlanta, Indiana. Go to that game. Ooh, that's gonna be.
I say Mars
that's
Robinson
tomorrow,
W.
though.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. We got Toronto, New York.
Toronto, New York.
Yeah, so Marina Mabry.
We already picked Marina Mabry, didn't we? Yesterday.
Yeah, but we could do it again. Or,
You
you
could.
don't have to.
You could double down.
So we don't have any. We're not able to do anything with the Knicks because we're having some technical.
Look, right here. You see right here, New York. NBA. I'm clicking it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
no love, y'all. No love.
I forgot the Liberty also have South. Hey man, they be cheating up there, bro. They be cheating up there, bro.
That was crazy. They went and got Satu. Act like, that's no big deal. We just grab Satu's about it. All right, so let's knock this out. We just grab a couple picks today, y'all. Y'all want to do Phoenix and Seattle? Or, how y'all feeling?
No, go to Johansson.
Okay.
Yeah, give me her points. Where's she at?
I'm trying to find her. Here we go. Marine Johansson, MJ, 11.5 points, 3.5 assists, 2.5 point 3-pointers made.
Give me, go ahead and give me the points. I like
The
when it's kind of
more
up
on
and
the
down.
points?
It's not like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? The more. Yeah, give me the more.
Yeah,
The more.
absolutely.
Good morning, Mr. Ox. I was wondering if I could have a tall glass of Leah Boston, please. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, you want to go to Indiana again?
That
Yes,
sounds
sir.
a lot better
this
than the
today?
usual.
Yes, sir.
This is tomorrow, chill.
I thought that was today. Today is June 3rd. Is that correct?
Yeah, but the game is June 4th.
Okay, so I'm bugging.
I too chill with like a tall glass of a Leah Boston.
All right.
I
Well,
wouldn't be opposed to a glass of that.
well, since we're on tall glasses, and I've been an advocate of this, I was wondering if I could get a tall glass of. I'm sorry. I was wondering if I can get a tall glass of Alyssa Thomas today. Thank you very much. I will take the more on her rebounds and points.
Oh, I'll let you have that one though.
Yes, sir. I will take the more on her rebounds and points.
Yeah.
Okay, so she has rebounds.
7.5 rebounds. Yeah, I'll take the more on that. I'll take the more on the 7.5 rebounds. Yes, I will.
Ooh, thanks, JD. Oh man. Penn, I'm assuming you want to take the more on Flage's points. Let's do that.
I just started watching Flage when she was at LSU, strictly off the fact that her name is Flage. That just sounds like a ball. That just sounds like a chick who can rock. It just sounds like a chick who can rock. So I'm gonna start watching LSU basketball. They got a chick on their team named Flage, so I'm watching her.
And she, in fact, was cold.
As hell.
So I just want to say thank you to Splash Sports, and you guys make sure you get in there and take care of your quick picks. We got Marine Johansson, Alyssa Thomas, and Flage Johnson. Man, shout out to Splash Sports. Who
Yes,
don't
sir.
you love Splash Sports?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
I know I love Splash Sports.
Nothing but Splash Sports.
And only Mars, and
Yeah.
only Splash Sports.
Only
Only
Splash
Splash Sports. That's where I make my quick picks. They have the best DFS game in the world, man. Splash Sports. Don't forget code.
Pin, this is what Pin, this is what it's like calling your chick some other chick name. That's what this is.
Code. Sorry. Thank you, boy. Boys, that's why I paused. I thought you were gonna say something.
I thought you had it, man.
That's what this is like, Pin. This is like calling your chick somebody else's name. That's what this is like.
Oh my God.
Speaking of names,
I've done that so many times.
JoJo Buckets,
host did you think, yeah?
Marine Johannes. It's not
Don't-
Johansson. I don't know what the hell people said.
Oh,
here.
my bad. Same thing. Not the same
trying
thing.
to clean it up.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't
Yeah,
specifically.
sorry.
no,
I wasn't specifically talking to you, but
Yeah,
Oh,
he wanted.
But you
He's
know-
trying to get something off of
Chill,
me because he's mad.
the beautiful
why would I be
thing-
mad?
Chill, the
Keep talking, keep talking.
the beautiful thing, chill, is that JD got my back.
Thank you, JD.
Shout out to you,
brother.
JD.
Shout out to JD always.
Oh man. But anyways, Mars, did you get off your New York versus San Antonio takes and whatnot?
Mm-hmm. When you was off camera, we all spoke about it.
Mars didn't say anything actually, so he's lying to
Okay,
you.
so Mars,
He's
now,
looking you
I'll
right in
I'll
your
just
face
ask
and
you-
lying to you.
I'll just ask you a direct question, Mars. Since game
First
one
of all.
is about to start, and I mean, because I heard you guys speaking about the difference in competition from what the Knicks had to go through as opposed to what the Spurs had to go through, right? And I understand that that's a good metric to see how good a basketball team is, except for when the OKC Thunder go 24-1 against the with the worst strength of schedule, easiest strength of schedule. I guess it doesn't matter for them, right? But when you recognize a team is really good, like the New York Knicks, right? And you recognize.
I bet you if the Sacramento Kings would have ran off 24 to 25 games, we wouldn't be talking about no goddamn strength of schedule. You son of a, you know what?
We wouldn't
Something
because
else.
I
What you
wouldn't have had a choice because somebody else would have brought it up.
What?
You know what? That's true.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? I
definitely
wouldn't
true.
have had a choice at all. but I still would have been like, oh, well, you beat who's in front of you. Of course, I would have said that. But the thing is, right? So if we look at this, like, okay, because we recognize that the Knicks are still a worthy basketball team, even though they might have had an easier path to the finals than the Spurs have. I look at is it possible, Mars, to look at it as, well, it's just less wear and tear on a good team coming into a series against a team that's had much wear and tear?
Yes, that's possible because they've played less games, so they've had less wear and tear. So yeah, I think not only is it possible, I think it's undeniably correct
Mars, if you
that they've had less wear and tear.
And,
Mars,
and
you
does that
playing
give them
less
the edge
games.
in the series?
If they win, yeah, sure, it gave them the edge. If they didn't, then we'll just say they didn't play enough games, so they didn't have enough level competition to match up. So in about 2 weeks, I'll know if it gave them the edge or not. I
Question,
can't tell you
Mars,
now.
if you playing less games, but you're in a
Mars
dogfight
is
series,
asshole.
if you're playing less games, but you're in a dogfight series, which we've seen before, we've seen 4 or 5 wins, but they were dogfight games. Would that be more? Would that be less wear and tear on the team? That if they went 7 games, they still ended up handling the team, and it wasn't that physical. For example,
that's a good question. No, that's a good question. That's a good question. So basically, a 7-game series of blowouts or a 5-game series of a bunch of close games.
Did we
That's
not see
physical.
that in Cleveland? I want to say 17 with Cleveland and in Toronto. Cleveland smokes them in Cleveland. Toronto smokes them it was a 6-game series. Toronto smoked them in
2016,
Toronto.
yeah,
2016. Then they smoked them in Cleveland, as opposed to the Denver Nuggets and the Lakers, where every one of these games is a 1-possession game down to the end.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think the wear and tear thing is always going to be situational. It's going to be based on the series. You can have a 4-game series where it's like you breeze through it. There's not much physicality. You can have a 7-game series where there's a bunch. If you look at, I think the Knicks run wasn't the most physically taxing, I would say. I think they've controlled the pace in every series they played, so they played at whatever pace they feel comfortable at.
Sure.
They haven't played the most physically imposing teams, whether that be the Cavs, whether that be the Hawks. Philly, I guess you could argue, could put. Yeah, the Knicks played the Hawks. It was so long ago, we forgot.
Oh, I thought you meant they were a physically imposing team. I was like, what?
Oh no,
the Hawks are
the opposite.
They played soft teams.
Yeah, they played.
avoided Detroit.
So in terms of in terms of the wear and tear, I think they're probably in the best possible.
This is not
the only way their position could be better is if they didn't drop 2 games to Atlanta.
Chill.
But in terms of the opponents they played, it's probably been the easiest on the body. I don't know. Maybe they're actually just feeling beat up right now, and I'm just making this up. But eye test wise, I'd assume this is the easiest on the body. I think the Spurs will probably be the most physically taxing. Obviously, you got the Wemby part of it, but Steph Castle is a physical guard. Dylan Harper's physical. Keldon Johnson is physical. For all of the issues I have with Keldon Johnson as a player, he's physical, and especially on defense, that's going to be a very physical team. So,
sure.
Luke Cornett.
It might be a rude awakening for them. So if they lose game 1, we can come here tomorrow and saying it was a rude awakening for the physicality. And if they win game 1, we can come here saying that they were well rested and they were able to match up to the physicality. So in about 24 hours, I'll know which one was the correct answer.
I don't think that the Knicks have to concern themselves with not being physical. In fact, that's actually who they are as a unit. I mean, Josh Hart, I apologize, is an incredibly physical player. Mitchell Robinson is an incredibly physical player. Miles is all energy when he comes off the bench and physical at the guard spot, right? So, I mean, I think they have plenty of physical. OG Anunoby, who reminds me of a Navy SEAL sniper, because he doesn't say much, but he will definitely hit you from 200 yards away. He will definitely do that. And he doesn't back down from any level of physicality, in addition to his ability as a versatile wing, right? So I don't think that they'll be surprised by the physicality. On top of that, they know to be physical because they got a tree standing in the middle of the paint in Wemby. So they know that we can't just go around this tree because this tree isn't moving. So we're going to have to go through it. I definitely think that that's a point of emphasis. But, Penn had mentioned that, they had beaten some soft teams. Penn, you think the Toronto Raptors were soft?
Nope.
Cavs beat them. You think the Cavs are soft?
Yep.
Do you think Detroit was soft?
Chill.
Yes, that's a yes or no question, Penn. Very direct question, very direct answer. Do you think Detroit was soft?
Nope.
Cavs beat them. Oh, so
the Cavs are the only team that did this. So you can be so talented. Chill. Hold on.
You think Philly is soft?
Chill. Are you
I think
soft?
they're fragile.
It's a yes or no question. Is Philly soft?
Those two things are not the same thing, Moss.
Fragile is soft. Is Philly soft? Yeah, I think Philly's soft.
And the Knicks smoked them. You think Atlanta was soft?
Yep.
I disagree with that Atlanta was soft. I think the Knicks
You can disagree with that.
I think the Knicks took them out of what they do best. That doesn't mean that they're soft.
Run.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Same thing with Cleveland. I think they just took them out of everything that they wanted to do and they used it against
soft compared to what? Like soft compared to Charmin toilet paper?
Compared to the Detroit Pistons.
Soft compared to what an NBA champion should be? Yes, these teams are soft. Okay, they're not physically imposing. They're not going to wear on you. And frankly, when I look at the epitome
have you seen Jalen Duren? Have you seen what he looks like in person? What are you talking about?
He never said the Pistons were soft. Yeah, he never said.
So what are you arguing against?
I'm arguing against the fact that these teams got beat by teams that you said are soft. That's what I'm arguing.
Soft team can be a physical team, though.
Bingo.
More than once, though, Mars.
Yes. That's illogical.
Okay, being physically imposing is not the be all and end all of how you win basketball games in the NBA. It is a very major factor.
I've never heard that before.
Okay, so Chill, you can be a great rebounding team and lose.
The Warriors beat the Grizzlies, and many people would argue the Warriors were soft.
I don't think that the Warriors. In fact, not only do I not,
that's what they were called before they won a championship.
Never. Ever
in 2015, now we got hindsight on our side now.
Comparatively,
in 2015, the Warriors were considered a soft team. The Grizzlies were probably considered the toughest team in the league. The Warriors beat the Grizzlies.
Which
is now 10 years later, no one called the Warriors soft.
The
Warriors were considered soft.
They weren't called a physical team. Mars is right about that. They weren't.
Being soft does not mean you can't be a team that's not soft. That's not what
Chill. Stacking advantages is the point here. Stacking advantages.
Sure.
A team can be a better shooting team and lose. A team can be a better rebounding team and lose. A team can be a deeper team and lose. But being deeper than the other team is always an advantage.
Sure.
So being more physically imposing, especially in a longer series, is going to be an advantage.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to say that the Knicks haven't faced that type of physically imposing team. And so while people are saying, oh, well, they have not really been. They haven't taken the wear and tear that all these other teams have. Cool. They also haven't been tested the way the other teams have with the physicality. And physicality has been the great equalizer in the playoffs. And also want to say that Wemby is the last remaining hope for skinny people in the playoffs. Because most skinny people have been locked up. Chet boxed
Mikal Bridges has not been locked up. No, he has not been. Man, and
Mikal Bridges is the wing. But sure.
He's still a rail, though.
Skinny wing.
He's still a rail. No question.
He's skinny. Yep,
he's strong. He's strong. But like Brandon Ingram got boxed up. KD ghosted the.
But I want to get back to your point, though, Pin.
So
but back to your point.
He rolled his ankle on purpose because he knew how the series was going.
But back to your point, Pin. You are a better shooting team, right? You are a better shooting team, and you lose. And why do you lose? Is because that team took you out of you being a better shooting team. Well, in order for them to win,
because there's other things to basketball than shooting. The 100%. The hottest shooting jump. Okay,
sometimes the better shooting team shoots better and still loses.
That they do.
But the Knicks are an amazing jump shooting team, and prior to the Boston Celtics winning it and the Golden State Warriors winning it, last I was ingratiated in basketball, people were saying jump shooting teams don't win championships because jump shooting is inconsistent.
Well, that was 10 years ago. That's been dead. We already killed that.
Physicality
that's been dead.
Definitely affects your percentages. There's a lot of teams that think they're amazing jump shooting teams, but then suddenly those screens are a lot more physical. The coverages are more physical. Teams are being more handsy with you off the ball. You're not getting those clean looks,
which is
I don't think.
And the other teams
one thing is for sure. Okay, one thing is for sure. The Knicks are the best offense that the Spurs will face this season in the playoffs.
Sure.
Among the teams they faced, based on how healthy those teams were, the Knicks are the best offense. And the other thing is for sure is that because they avoided Toronto, because they avoided Detroit, because they didn't have to face those top end defensive teams in the Eastern Conference, this is also the best defensive team that the Knicks will face. So really the argument here is defense versus offense. And I'm going to lean defense here. And I understand that there were a lot of San Antonio fans who came into our comments yesterday and were like, oh, this filler show and blah, 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 and all that shit. I'm not concerned about that. But there were a lot of people that said, why is this a Knicks Glaze session? And it just so happens that a lot of people picked the Spurs, but it seemed like the people who are passionately arguing for the Knicks right now are passionately arguing very loudly. But I think that's not because the people who believe in San Antonio winning this series are not passionate. It's just because we think it's inevitable. So we don't need to get on our, we don't need to get on our, pom poms right now and dance the whole thing like, oh, Jalen Brunson is the greatest player, Mike Brown's the greatest coach, and since Karl Anthony Towns is gonna beat Victor Wembanyama. We don't need to do all this shit because we know the inevitable. We know what's gonna happen, and we just happy y'all are here. Enjoy while it lasts.
And this is the problem that I
Enjoy
have
while it lasts.
Don't work. See,
If it's a physical series, I think it's safe.
because people,
It's been a hell of a-
actually,
They'll act like they didn't say this in 2
people
weeks. That's
actually
what's
want
gonna
to
They will.
explain their pick, right, and not just have dead airspace. That's how you get filler episode comments, right? So let's continue to actually talk the game and explain our picks, right, Damien?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Actually, what's funny
I kind of
is
zoned out. I missed what you guys said. I'm gonna scroll back. I didn't even catch
what's
the-
funny
Yes,
is
please
I
do
was
that,
just
please
doing
do that.
research on this.
Yeah, what is this?
I was just
Hold on,
doing
hold on,
research
hold on.
on
Real
this.
talk. You want to put that back up?
I'm
Put it
what?
on the big screen, or
That's homework.
What the hell is that?
Sure. So
I'm
this
listening.
is that is the
Okay.
the team that shoots the higher 3-point percentage wins the series. This year so far in the playoffs, 10 of the 14 series were won by the team that shot a better percentage from 3. In 2020, there we go back to in 2025. The team that shot the highest percentage in 12 of the 15 series won the series. So the shooting element, actually, to Chill's point, yes, that's going to be more and more important as the NBA leans more into shooting threes. That's like the way of the land now. That's the law of the land. And so the Knicks, again, shooting to this degree, Damien, is definitely going to matter in this series. Also, again, we reference the regular season a lot. We referenced it a lot when we were doing the Spurs and OKC matchup, right? In fact, I picked the Spurs because I rewatched those games and said, hey, there are just a few things that OKC I don't think they could contend with. One of which being I don't think they could consistently pull Wemby away from the basket, right? The reason why people are picking the Knicks is because, quite frankly, you think the Knicks can do that, which then opens up the paint, opens up rim attempts, right? And then we also can reference stuff like, hey, in the regular season when the Knicks played the Spurs, they had like a 120 offensive rating. Like they were generating great offense against San Antonio, even when Wemby was out there. So yeah, there are reasons to pick the Knicks other than like we're talking basketball. They're like it's nothing against San Antonio. Again, a lot of people who are picking the Knicks right now picked San Antonio in the last series, including myself.
But this is the only
Which is-
problem because when we talk about basketball,
competition,
and it
though.
really happens to be a lot about basketball, is that
Doesn't.
if you pick, if like for me, I picked the Knicks to win in 6.
Weak argument.
That means, what'd you say, Chill? Go
That's a
ahead.
weak argument. Go ahead, Ox. Because that
No.
that
Well,
tougher competition logic just rubs me the wrong way. It's always rubbed me the wrong way. But go ahead, Ox. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, but a lot of times, real talk. If you pick one team, that means you're a hater of the other team. We can't ever just like have actual conversations. Like I don't know if people just aren't talking to each other anymore and don't understand how life works and how like people think. You know what I'm saying? Like usually, you can have two good things, but you're supposed to pick what you think is the better of the two things. Like picking one thing doesn't mean that you think the other thing sucks. Like I used to like Coke and Pepsi. I like Coke a little
Gotta
more.
pick one,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
pick
that
one.
second word of that sentence definitely was important. Well, the word following Coke, my
And
goodness.
and was very
Yeah. That was it. Stop itching.
You have to have a preference.
You know, like
yeah,
I
you can have a preference.
I like tea and coffee, but most mornings I drink tea.
Oh,
I prefer
man.
tea. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's okay. Like
Sure.
I do think that Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, obviously you got Nikola Jokic, you got other bigs, but I think Karl Anthony Towns presents one of the bigger issues for the Spurs that they around the league. I don't think there's anything wrong with pointing that out. You know what I mean? Like you have to step out on Cat. On top of that, he's physical. He's big. The dude is huge. He rebounds very well. Like all of these things are true. Mitchell Robinson is a great rebounder. He can change a game. I won't say a whole series. Potentially he could, but I'll just keep it at game. He can change a game with his offensive rebounding. He can change that in spurts. He can do that and only play 18 minutes. You know what I mean? Like
we just saw it in this playoffs. The player that was considered the best player in the world before that series was Nikola Jokic. And we saw a way worse player have such an effect on. I mean, really
okay, my bad. Go ahead. My
bad.
But
we saw a way worse player have a real effect on Nikola Jokic, thus then having a real effect on Denver offensively. The thing about Nikola Jokic and heading into that series, what all we heard were, Jokic fans up here giving us number after number, stat after stat of Nikola Jokic dominating Rudy Gobert, which those were true, by the way. It's not like you were making that up. Those were true. But what happened is we got into the series, and based off how well Rudy Gobert was able to guard Nikola Jokic one-on-one, you then didn't have to compromise your defense as if you're Minnesota. So just because Cat is worse than Wemby doesn't mean the effect that Cat can have can really take away some of Wemby's effectiveness, bringing him out of the paint and change the series. That doesn't mean that Cat is anywhere as good as Wemby.
I was very inspired by Real Talk
the Knicks are very
I did some homework of my own.
Why isn't he anywhere near? We were in the middle of going back and forth. Now we do that. Now we gotta relax, bro. Why isn't he anywhere near as good as Victor Wembanyama? I don't understand that statement. Yes.
Well, I'm saying for people that believe
he's the best player in the world. Sure.
Yeah.
Karl-Anthony Towns is a hell of a basketball player.
He is.
Yep. I promise you this ties in. I did some homework of my own. 395-0 since the year 2000. Teams that score more points than their opponent in the playoffs in the series, they win the series 100% of the time. Let me tell you something about Karl-Anthony Towns.
Wait, points per game, not points in the whole series, though. Because there's those blowout games where then
I actually don't know if that's true. I don't know if you actually did the homework. I actually don't know if that's true.
Well, points per game, it's absolutely
if you
true.
win a
Points per series,
points per game is still not absolutely true.
Oh, okay. right. Yeah. Okay.
If I beat you 114-100 4 times, 3 times, and then you beat me 101-100 4 times, I scored more points than you in the series. You won the series. So I actually don't know if you did the homework on that because I'm
sounds like he didn't do the homework.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure there's going to be.
It was Mars. It was another joke that didn't land.
I know you're not out here being a Suedo. Are you being a Suedo right now?
What I'm saying is that the team.
El Suedo.
Okay. The point here is
I'm gonna do some homework and look for a series where that's incorrect.
I was looking for a way to activate you, Mars. I'm glad you're activated. Okay.
So you went Suedo to activate Mars.
What's interesting is that Karl-Anthony Towns averaged 20 points per game this year, right? And he didn't play a hell of a lot of minutes, so that was very impressive. He was very efficient. There are three teams where he attempted single-digit attempts per game. Any guesses to those 3 teams? Yeah, I'll save you one. One is San Antonio. But any guesses to the other 2 teams? Detroit is number 2, and OKC is number 3. So you're telling me that the 3 most physical teams in the league were the ones where Karl-Anthony Towns took the fewest number of shots per game. They were massive outliers. He took 16 shots per game against Miami in 4 games. He took 17.5 against the Clippers. Taking 8 and 7 shots a game is very much an outlier trade. And it just so happens correlation is not causation. I get it. But when I look at you versus the 3 most physical teams in the league, the 3 most physical defenses, and I see your shot attempts go down, your efficiency go down, your points per game go down, your production go down, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing Karl-Anthony Towns having some great final series. Just going to say that.
Someone said it in the chat. The Cavs in 2018 beat the Indiana Pacers, and the Pacers scored more points in the series.
Okay. My general point was that
your homework was incorrect.
Yeah, you got cooked. It is what it is.
No, well, see, Mars, and that's the problem with the American education system. You could still pass that class with some teachers because they'll be like, well, at least you tried, you showed your work. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't show his work. He just said 395-0. He didn't even show how he got there. You know why? He didn't do the work. He just assumed.
Process,
The process
over
was
results,
bad.
they
The
say.
process was wrong. The outcome
You
was
should have
wrong.
said
It was all wrong.
circa 395. Should have said
It was
circa
all
No.
wrong.
395.
Yeah, it was
What
all
I
wrong.
meant to
So
say is
shout
the
out to
team
Cavs.
that wins more games in the series wins, but I didn't
You
say
can't
that.
clean that shit up now, Pin. Just live with
Yeah,
it.
that's
It'll
a
be all right,
completely
brother.
different sentence. Yeah, that's just not even close to what you
It's
said.
all right, man.
Yeah,
Get them next
It
time.
happens.
But
You know what though, y'all?
But
I
the
think it's
Knicks,
about-
the Knicks are
Oh
worthy.
yeah, go,
though,
no, go
Ox.
ahead, go ahead.
The Knicks are worthy. Like it's, I mean, to
believe
Real
so.
Talk's point, like this is a team that can present very unique challenges. Like, Chill, you made the physicality point. Everyone in their rotation might be physical except Landry Shamet. Like they have unique things offensively that they can go to. They have multiple ball handlers, more so than the OKC Thunder presented in their series due to injuries. Obviously, they have good cutting and moving philosophies within their offense, which can move Wemby around a bit, which can take him away from the basket, which can reduce his impact. There's so many things they can do. New York, they got multiple guys that can create their own shot. They can get into the paint. They have mid-range games. Like this is going to be a hell of a series. Like Penn, I get it. Like the noise from New York, it's probably just a New York thing. But like when we're talking basketball, I think this is going to be a very good series, man. Like both teams are very worthy and
I
they
just think
present very
Karl-Anthony
unique
Towns-
challenges for each other.
Karl-Anthony Towns has just been very underappreciated for what he's done so far. And what I'm saying is he's not faced the exact type of team that has always given him trouble.
Which team has given him trouble the most, Penn?
Is it a big enough sample
Physical
size for you,
teams.
Penn? Do you think?
It's just physical teams. Like chill. His shot profile completely changes against difficult. Again, there are certain players. I mentioned this yesterday with OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby, bad game, not so bad. Okay, OG Anunoby, bad game, still going to give you defense. There's certain players where I don't trust you because when one part of your game crumbles, it all crumbles.
That's not Karl-Anthony Towns, because Karl-Anthony Towns, more than anything, he will get on the glass. He will 100% do that. He's not completely and utterly ineffective when he's not scoring the basketball, because that's what you're trying to suggest. You're suggesting that if he ain't scoring the basketball, if he ain't hitting his jump shots, then he ain't doing nothing else. He is a glass cleaner. 100% he is a glass cleaner. On top of that, this New York Knicks team, not this New York Knicks team, if Ox, let's say my pick in the preseason, if Denver had mowed down everybody in the Western Conference, smoked everybody in the Western Conference, ran through the playoffs like they are, today is game one of the NBA championship. With it being the game one of the NBA championship, real talk, what's the consensus on the Denver Nuggets going into this NBA championship?
Oh, that they're about to sweep whoever.
Is Aaron Gordon healthy?
I mean, well, they would have
Once
beat
again,
Denver,
yes.
San
They would,
Antonio,
but yeah,
and
they would have
OKC.
beat. Yeah, they would have beat.
They would have
some
probably beat
better
the three
teams.
best. They would have beat. Yeah, they would have
Okay.
beat the three best teams in the.
Yeah, they had the toughest
I mean,
run. Yeah.
Minnesota, San Antonio, and OKC. They
Mhm.
probably would have beat the three best Western Conference teams.
Right.
The Knicks beat the Hawks, Sixers, and Cavs.
So the teams that were in the Eastern Conference, who, and I think
Yeah, but there's difference to what I just said.
I understand what you're saying, because again, it's because the Western Conference is better, even though
No, it's not even because the Western Conference is better. It's because they played the three best teams in the conference and ran through them. I don't even care if they're better than the Eastern teams.
Yeah.
They, in this hypothetical, Denver played the three best teams in the conference, and
they
ran
played-
through them. In reality of the Knicks, they played the Hawks, Sixers, and Cavs.
They played.
That's why it's different.
So, Chill, he's saying like if the
No, I know
Knicks,
what he's
if the
talking
Knicks
about.
ran
No,
through
no,
like
if the Knicks were to run
if the
through
Knicks
Boston,
be like Detroit
Detroit,
and Boston, yeah,
and
then,
whoever
yeah,
else is the next best team, I don't
Cleveland?
actually know who that is.
Wait, let's
Sure,
not March.
and
Let's
the Cavs,
not
let's say, and the
ruin the
Cavs, that would be-
hypothetical. Let's just say that. What if
But
Denver
yeah,
was
so
the
we
one
can
seed?
stay here in the hypothetical. Yeah.
So if they would have run
Denver's
through
the one seed, so
Phoenix,
Phoenix,
and whoever,
LA, and
yeah,
San
if they
Antonio.
would have run through Phoenix, LA, and let's say San Antonio, yeah, that's different. That's a different thing. Like at the end,
Of course it is
I
a
don't
different
care. To be fair, I don't care about who you're playing. Who the Knicks played before doesn't really matter for how I think they play against the Spurs. Like
The point that
what they did against Atlanta doesn't mean much to me.
The
But
point
go
that I
ahead.
was making, when it came to the Knicks is that the Knicks did everything that was necessary in order to get to the NBA championship. The fact that they're playing in the Eastern Conference, which is which is a weaker conference, and the San Antonio Spurs specifically have Wemby, who was awesome in the playoffs. Like he wasn't all world, but he was awesome. I'm not going to argue that point. He was awesome. That's widely what the reason why they're going to lose. They play in the Western Conference. They got Wemby. That's mostly what it is. So if it was Denver would be the same logic. They play in the Western Conference and they got Joker. That's why. Even though this New York Knicks team, if I'm not mistaken, did everything that was necessary in order to get to the NBA championship. And let's not forget, Mars, they beat that Denver team in Denver. They beat them by 40 with Joker in the lineup. with Aaron Gordon in the lineup.
Who beat who by 40?
The Knicks beat that Denver team. They went into Denver and beat them by 40.
Towards
They
the end
didn't.
of the
They,
season.
They did.
they went in there and smoked them. Real talk. They didn't beat
Yeah.
them.
Beat the brakes
Yeah.
off.
They went in there and smoked them. And
They
to
beat
be
the Spurs
honest,
by
Yeah,
40
they
in
did.
like 2 months ago.
It was
and
towards the
not
end of
only
the
did they-
year.
not only did
I
they
better
beat the Spurs-
respect the Knicks,
Not only did they
man.
beat the Spurs, not only did they beat the Spurs by 40, what the consensus for the San Antonio Spurs beating the Oklahoma City Thunder was what? I'm sorry. Why did they beat Oklahoma City?
I don't know why. Did
Because they handled them in the regular season. They
Oh
handled
yeah,
them
yeah,
dudes.
yeah.
Right.
They absolutely handled
cooking,
them dudes
Chill,
in the
you
regular.
cooking.
They handled them dudes in the regular season. Meanwhile, I got arguably the best player in the league in Joker. We go into your building, smoke y'all by 40. We got the San Antonio Spurs, who now have the best player in the league, smoke y'all by 40, and we ran through the playoffs, smoked everybody, and now we're the consensus underdog off the strength that they got the best player in the league and they play in the Western Conference.
I get
No,
what you're
that's
saying.
not the
Basically, there's
reason.
nothing more the Knicks could have done to be the favorite.
There's nothing. Yeah, there is.
Nothing,
Really,
Lord.
I get what
Yeah,
you're saying. I get what you're
and
saying.
he's correct.
They also beat the Spurs
That's fair.
in the only high leverage regular season matchup they could possibly have.
Yep.
By the way,
The
which
play,
game
yeah,
that
the
doesn't count.
Yeah, they
championship.
beat them in the most high leverage situation possible. So yeah, I get what you're saying. But I think up here most people pick the Knicks now.
I'm picking
Yeah.
the Knicks. Yes, I am. I think San
Yeah,
Antonio wins
most people
tonight,
on the panel
but I'm
pick the
picking the
Knicks.
Knicks in this series. Yes, I am.
So-
I would like to hear some basketball reasons from the San Antonio supporters up here, and other than Wemby's moment and whatnot. Like, can we get some?
Isn't Penn the only
Basketball
one who's
break
picked?
down.
What do you mean, real talk? Like, you want to hear
Wait,
something
Vegas,
else?
who did you
You want to hear
I
something
just want to hear
else
some
besides?
basketball breakdown as to
Would you
why
like to hear
they're
something
gonna
else
win.
besides Wemby wants it more? Would you like to hear something
Yeah.
else besides
That's
that
why I
there's-
was told the
I'll give you
2018 Cavs would have beat the Rockets. LeBron.
No, Mars, just
No,
because
I think-
LeBron James was
I
better
think-
than everybody. That's different.
That's why.
That's different.
Different.
That
Who's
was-
better than everybody to these people? It's
Not-
so-
not like-
and-
not
and
like
answer
Bron.
this,
No.
You got to pick the Spurs first. You can't. You
Uh-oh.
can't do
So
this
the-
head and
so
heart
the-
shit. You got to
So
pick.
I think from who's that?
You have to pick.
Me?
You have to pick the
Oh,
Spurs.
maybe-
Yeah, who you got?
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I
Are
said,
you picking the
oh,
Spurs?
yeah, no, I got. Yeah, I am. I'm going to pick
Okay.
San
Oh, so
Antonio.
it's you two. Yeah, the two foreigners. Interesting.
And I think,
Room for
one of the
How we
reasons is
foreigners.
bec-
Notice it.
like I said, I would love the Knicks to win, but I think just for me it's not just the Wemby factor, Chill. I think the defense, obviously Wemby is carrying the best defensive rating carrying into this series. They also have the best field goal percentage as a team defense in the league. I went back and watched some of the film. Like even I know it's a small sample size, but like even Stephon Castle guarding Brunson in 38 possessions, like Brunson only scored 5 points, was another thing. I think Brunson's going to work incredibly hard for his offense. I mean, we just saw them shut down the 2-time MVP. I think Brunson's a little bit of a different proposition, but I think he's still going to have to work incredibly hard for offense. I do think it matters that San Antonio went through the Thunder. I do think it's a factor. I think it does battle test you in a way that having an easier walk to the finals doesn't, especially early on in a series. But because I think that San Antonio at home, just on the back of that series alone, can take the first two games, and all of a sudden you're halfway there. So I think they're going to have the best player in the series as well. I think Wemby is going to be a factor like he always is. I know there's a lot of solutions that the Knicks have, but at the end of the day, they're still going to have the best player on the floor in every series. And I think they got a lot of momentum as well. I think when you beat the defending champions, when you dethrone them, it instills a level of belief in that locker room as well. So I think there's a lot of things that the Spurs have going for them as well. I've talked myself into a bit of this Knicks momentum too, but like when I sit back and look at it, I always felt like the winner of that Thunder Spurs series would be my favorite in the finals.
And that makes sense. But Damian, this ain't Shea. When we talking about the best player on the floor, this ain't SGA.
Yeah, he's worse.
This
I
a
think
whole
Brunson
nother monster. This is Jalen Brunson.
I know.
How does
think
Jalen Brunson
does
get
present
physical
very,
advantages?
very unique challenges.
But
Just
Jalen
by
Brunson
being way stronger than Shea.
okay, but that's cool because in most guard matchups, head to head, he's gonna have a huge strength advantage. You don't have that matchup advantage.
You
against
can't
Steph.
bully him.
You can't bully Steph Castle. You're not gonna bully Steph.
Jalen
Castle.
Brunson can.
No, he can't.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, we will see tonight, but I guarantee you, he's not bullying him. He might.
I'm just
get the
saying,
better
we'll
of him. He
see.
might
We'll
get him in
see.
foul
You
trouble. He's
can't.
not
You
bullying him.
like,
You think
and on
Castle's
top
gonna
of that,
bully him?
on top of on top of that, SGA also wasn't just like Steph was doing a whole lot of bumping and banging on SGA, but a lot of times SGA was still getting the spots. When a lot. Now, not every time, and obviously I don't have all the numbers, but just from what I've seen, a lot of times when SJ was able to go one-on-one and get to his spots, he was getting a bucket. You know what I mean? Like,
I saw both these teams.
I mean, there was a bit of that. Like as much as you can expect, as much as you can expect in basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like he was Stephon Castle was a hell of a defender. So yeah, it wasn't like normal with SGA. But I do think that Jalen Brunson has different advantages than SGA as far as just using his body, using his strength.
I agree
against Steph Castle. I think he'll be able to. I think Jalen Brunson will do much better against Steph Castle.
See, I have Jalen Brunson. I have Jalen Brunson going the other way when he's guarded by Stephon Castle. Jalen Brunson is a stocky, strong guard, but I expect him to get in his griff bag when Stephon Castle is guarding him to try to put him in foul trouble.
It's going to work.
I think that the aesthetics of Stephon Castle guarding SGA that physically, and Ox, you know about this too. It just little people tend to get a better whistle. It just kind of is what it is. I hate that. But it's just like it's true. I don't
want the finals to come down to that. You know,
I get it. But I don't think Stephon Castle is going to be able to get away, or at least Jalen Brunson is going to allow him to get away with the same amount of physicality that he was guarding SGA with, right? Because SGA would drive, and then Stephon Castle would like bump SGA to get him off his straight line drive and make him like wind up. I think if he does that to Jalen Brunson and Jalen Brunson falls, and the aesthetics of this big 6'6", 225-pound person just knocked this 6'1", 200-pound person down to the ground, that looks
5'10".
different than when he's doing that against SGA. So I actually think he's going to go the other way and not combat Stephon Castle and try to match physicality for physicality. I think he's going to try to get Stephon Castle in foul trouble. But one basketball thing that Jalen Brunson does do better than SGA in this particular matchup is the ability to shoot pull-up threes out of pick and roll to beat drop coverage. There were plenty of opportunities that SGA had to try to beat drop coverage with pull-up threes, and he did not opt to take that shot. Jalen Brunson is comfortable pulling up from three out of pick and roll, and so that's going to be another thing they have to figure out.
The Brunson Cat, real talk, the Brunson Cat pick and roll, like, might be the best action in the league to combat like drop coverage, because like Brunson's got that, but you can't leave Karl Anthony Towns either.
Yeah,
so you gotta be up in the action. Yeah, so.
I mean, but we also do have to acknowledge, I would like to acknowledge too, that like the Spurs are a really good basketball team. Like,
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I might have the Knicks.
They could win the NBA championship. They could win.
Yeah, like I have the Knicks in 6, but like, you know, they got heat over there. And I said yesterday that the young fellas, I don't think the young fellas are gonna bother them much. Like, I don't think that Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and these babies, for lack of better term, are really going to have effect on these grown men in Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns. Obviously, OG Anunoby, I'm trying not to speak on him too much this series. I'm going to let him speak for himself. You know, I have said that, and I stand on that. But we've also seen Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle step up big time in these playoffs.
We've also seen them shrink too.
The last time I seen,
well, I mean, it happens. It can happen to anybody. Chill. It can happen to anybody. Like I love that part about basketball, and I'll try to speak on that as much as possible. Like, one bad series doesn't mean 2 bad series. You know what I'm saying? One bad game doesn't mean another bad game. I'm not holding a bad game against anybody. I'm damn near not holding a bad season against anybody. Chill. This is basketball. It's like this, you know? And I've seen dudes shrink, that I've also seen rise to the occasion. Like, for instance, like what Pim was saying about Chet yesterday. If I'm Chet's teammate, I'm not even tripping off Chet right now. Like, hey, don't trip, big fella. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we still young. We'll get him next time. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it. It's not that. Chet, it's not that big a deal, bro. You'll be okay.
We're not gonna have.
To to that point, sorry, Chill, but to that point, Ox, around the youngsters, the babies, this is something that I've been wrestling with a little bit as well, because the Knicks feel more ready, but I've been struggling with the notion on playoff experience lately around how much it actually matters, because I think it might matter until it doesn't. But I was keen to hear your guys' thoughts on how much you think playoff experience is going to play a factor in this matchup right here.
I just watched a bunch of. I just watched really quickly, Penn. I just watched a bunch of kids go into the defending NBA champions building in Game 1 in the West Finals and Game 7 and beat them. I just watched the NBA. I just watched the defending NBA champion from last year be the youngest team to win the NBA championship since the 77 Blazers. This is a young league. This is a league of young men. The experience thing doesn't matter nearly as much as it used to. That's because I feel like the adult factor hasn't really factored in, because a lot of these kids, and you guys have heard me say this, are dumb enough to think they can do it because they're here. They're dumb enough to be like, yo, you know what? We could win this thing. Hell yeah.
San Antonio is getting full credit.
Real quick. In 1992, there were a couple men. There were a couple men, very, very well-intentioned men in Chicago. Okay, and they underestimated a kid. Their name, the Wet Bandits. The kid, Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. You don't underestimate the kid with that fearless grit. Okay, you just can't underestimate that, because next thing you know, you popping in the window, and then you fucking going to jail. Chill. You stepping on nails. You rolling on micro machines. There's shit.
I just hope that bro. I hope Karl Anthony Towns isn't dumb enough to try to think he can walk on marbles. You know what I mean? I hope that Jalen Brunson sees a red hot doorknob and doesn't grab it and hold on to it. You know, those are just things that I pray that these grown men are smart enough to do.
Marv.
Dodge a brick
in this situation, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I hope you see the thing. You don't just get hit in the face with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, duck, stupid. You know what I mean? But either way, though, I mean, no, experience absolutely matters. It does matter. But I do feel like this deep into the playoffs, it's like, okay, well, we're both here. Like, if you were prepared enough for the Western Conference Finals, you're prepared enough for the finals. If you're prepared enough for the Eastern Conference Finals, you're prepared enough for the finals. I think it's more so just about, you know what I'm saying, at this point, it's like who's gonna be ready, who's gonna be healthy, who's gonna be rested up. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be able to get through it game to game. And those are the things that we spoke on before, where I think that's the issue at this point. Where you might have a team like some youngsters that look at it like these 4 games, these 4 days off we were talking about yesterday. What were you doing in those 4 days? You know what I'm saying? I assume that Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart was sitting down on the couch podcasting. You know what I'm saying? Going, getting their massage, getting their recovery. I'm assuming that OG Anunoby's was focused on getting his hamstring, fully ready, resting. I'm assuming that. I'm also assuming that most of the guys on the Spurs were doing the same thing, because that's a top-notch organization. They got top-notch guys over there who are going to tell the youngsters, like, yeah, I understand you're young. I know you think you could just run around and be ready to play, and hopefully they listened, because that in-between games in the playoffs, I think, was a big difference maker and being ready for that next tip-off. You know, we've all been young and been in times where we thought we could just go, and then, like, it might be the last day of an AAU tournament, and boom, you have to free the line, catch a cramp. Like, shit, I should have sat down last night. Why the fuck was we running around the hotel room? You know what I'm saying? Why was we doing dumb shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be ready. And I think that experience is what matters this deep in the playoffs.
Experience always is just going to help just on a basic level, because your brain can compute something because you've seen it and done it before, right? And so that just from a human nature aspect makes sense. However, there are people who can get thrown into a new environment and they're very comfortable immediately. Like that it doesn't really, it's dependent on the person. But Floyd Mayweather, I remember him saying, like, hey, these other championship fighters, like, yeah, they have different championship fights, but it's different when you're fighting Floyd Mayweather and you get to Las Vegas and you're coming out the tunnel and it's 20, 30,000 people. And it's, the lights and cameras are flashing at an alarming rate. And you're walking into the ring and it's like, holy shit, I am about to fight Floyd Mayweather for a title. This is a little different. And so that's kind of part of playing, and the Knicks don't quite have this, but that's part of playing like LeBron. You know what I'm saying? That's part of playing the Kobe in the league, the Michael Jordan in the league. You can wilt when Kobe. You can wilt under that pressure if you're not strong-minded enough. That definitely can happen. But I don't really see that happening with.
I've never seen Isaiah.
I highly doubt the Knickerbockers are looking at Victor Wembanyama like that. Like, oh my God,
I don't.
I mean, you cannot look at him that way, but you be looking at him that way when he blocks a jump shot from 15 feet away.
That was the point. That was the point of his statement, Penn. The point was about how you're awestruck, not about what happens in the game. It's about being awestruck coming into the moment. That's what that conversation was about. That's why I said that. I understand that you don't have to be scared to get your ass whooped. I get that. But I'm just saying, I don't think that these guys on the Knicks in particular, I'm sure there are hundreds of people around the world and a good amount of people in the NBA that are absolutely terrified of Victor Wembanyama. I don't think the Knicks are.
Penn, do you think that, and this is a genuine question, Penn, do you think that the Knicks aren't prepared, like, for example, Karl Anthony Towns? Do you think that he's not prepared to get his shot blocked? Do you think he's not prepared to get dunked on? Do you think he's not prepared for that stuff? From Victor Wembanyama specifically.
Yes, chill, because they know what's going to happen. Like, he's going to get he's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I hope the Knicks understand that they've had, a blessed path, right? Now, I'm not saying, it's a fluke, it's nothing. I'm not taking anything away. You beat who's in front of you.
Are.
But, no, I'm not taking anything away.
You called all of those teams soft. Yes, you are. So keep going.
But I think the Knicks have played amazing. It's two things can be true. A team can play amazing and your competition could not be great, right? Like, you could fight great, but it's fair for me to say, chill, why are you beating up an 8th grader? Stop the child abuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's an 8th grader. You don't have a chance in this fight with you.
Sure.
So I've picked the Knicks.
That's of course until I whoop your ass after whooping on the 8th grader.
Sure. So what I'm saying is, yeah, like, sure, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, these guys are all very tough guys.
Sure.
Mitchell Robinson as well, Landry Shamet as well, Deuce McBride as well. There's a lot of toughness that the Knicks have invested in. But are you, like, you have a lot of conviction, you have a lot of belief, you have a lot of toughness, but you come out in game 1 and Spurs send a message to you like you lose by 30 and you getting shots blocked that have never been blocked before in your life. Since you were a kid, you ain't ever had that shot blocked, and suddenly now it's getting blocked.
The Spurs before.
They've played them before.
You haven't played.
Why are we talking about Wemby like we've never? Like, why are we talking about them like they haven't seen him?
Regular season.
They've seen him already.
First of all, chill. This dude just evaporated. He just came out of nowhere. He just got to the league like
I don't think this. I don't think this.
I don't want to bring this to the Raptors, but like there's a coach that coach for the Raptors, and Darko Rajakovic, and he said that every playoff game, because he was talking about how much value was being added for a young team going through the playoffs. He said every playoff game is like 15 regular season games for our development in terms of what we're learning about ourselves and all that stuff. Now, you can draw this equation however you want, 1 to 2, 1 to 5, 1 to 10, 1 to 15, 1 to 30. I don't give a shit. Sure. The point here is the team that the Knicks faced and beat 2-1 had not gone through this playoff run. This is not the same team. This is not the same lineups. This is not the same Dylan Harper. Young players have a more aggressive.
Yeah, then it's not the same Knicks by the same.
It's not the same Knicks team either. They've gotten better.
Okay, well, I would say that younger players like Victor Wembanyama being 22 years old. The Knicks are an older team. Let's just be real about that. They are a more veterans tested team. They're an older team. Younger teams have more aggressive growth curves. Earlier on, it tapers off, but the growth curve is not linear. There's no linear growth curves in the NBA. It's always a little bit like this.
Which would explain
what I'm
why
saying,
we got to do it now. Which would explain, like, we don't have to do this in years to come. We got to do this now.
But I'm saying, like, that. Okay, I think there's a lot of pain with the Knicks. I think they're playing with a lot of desperation. There's a city on their back that's desperate for a winner. There's a lot of pressure financially. They're very, very tapped out. Their time is running out as well. Their stars are not getting younger. They're very expensive. I understand that in years past, you might see a team like San Antonio and say, will they look at this like, oh, we'll be back next year? Will they allow the moment? But time and time again, Chill, when this team has been down and out, they have shown me who they are. In game 1, they were dead against OKC. In OKC, they were done. That was over. And Wemby puts on his cape and puts up a 32-foot jump shot, and we're like, whoa. It goes in.
Absolutely.
He showed me something in that game, right? In game 7, when the momentum turned and Wemby was on the bench trying to check in, it was Luke Cornett who comes out. This team has shown me over and over that they don't lose. They don't give up.
And can I give you my counter? My counter to that is, what is worse than the worst part is losing a series. That's
the basketball reason. Yeah.
Really quickly, real talk.
Damian gave his basketball reasons.
Well, but I'm not Damian.
The worst part. The worst.
Are you scared of me? Is that why you don't address me? Is that why you come in and say good morning to everybody else? You say like, "Can the people?" Are you scared of me? Like,
I think he just wants you to give basketball reasons why the Spurs are going to beat the Knicks.
But I'm just trying to understand why a grown man is talking over.
I have
basketball.
I have no reason to be scared of you.
So once again, and I don't want to lose.
Let's stay focused, fellas. Let's stay focused. We got this.
I don't want to lose. Oh man. Because I am a little bit older, so shit has a tendency to evaporate a little bit.
I'm the same way, too.
Like my grandma used to do that when she was mad at us. She's like, "Can you please tell the person next to the person
my grandmother
to pass the salt?" Like, shut the hell up, man.
I'm the oldest of
nine. You used to tell your granny to shut the hell up.
No,
I'm saying that shit is weird as hell. And I'm
hey, Damian, why would I be scared?
Wait, real talk. Let's
look like who?
The nigga looks like
he was scary. I don't know what to tell you. He was scary.
From Toy Story.
Okay. Go ahead, Chill. Let him cool down.
What Penn was insinuating is that they've answered the bell. That's what he's insinuating. That Oklahoma City, in every situation that they were in, they answered the bell. I think one of the worst things is not one of the worst. The worst thing is losing the series. Well, right next to that is being down in a series. Is what the New York Knicks had experienced. They were down in this series. And instead of them rolling over, they made adjustments and then proceeded to kick a mud hole in the Atlanta Hawks' ass by turning around everything that the Atlanta Hawks did to them, playing faster, playing more half-court offense, turning their transition offense into turning their defense into transition offense. Now move forward to the Philadelphia 76ers, who had just come back from a 3-1 lead against a team who was picked to win the NBA championship. They came back. So the Philadelphia 76ers are coming into the playoffs riding high. They think that they can beat anybody. Meanwhile, the Knicks look at them and go, we're going to steamroll these guys. And how are we going to steamroll these guys? We're going to do something that a lot of teams haven't done this year because we have the personnel to do it. We're going to get Joel Embiid into action. We're going to keep his ass into action. Not only are we going to keep him into action, every time Joel Embiid is at the rim, we're going to go after him. 1, he isn't the rim protector that he used to be. 2, he isn't the defensive rebounder that he used to be, which means we get second chance opportunities. That stuff definitely helped. That stuff definitely hurt the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, fast forward to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were down in the series. Right? Who were down in the series. In addition to them being down in the series, they got to go to Detroit for game 7. And they go in there and they beat the shit out of that Detroit Pistons team. So they're coming into the conference finals, which they haven't been to in almost 10 years. They're going up against a New York Knicks team that they're riding high against. New York Knicks, who just came over beating Philly, smoked them, are looking at the Cavs, which blew my mind, are looking at the Cavs like, we're going to smoke them too. Even though they were off for the time that they were off. They ended up serving these dudes. So why, when we're talking about basketball, Penn, why is the logic not the same dealing with a much tougher Wemby, much tougher San Antonio team? We've seen it. We've seen all of it. Why aren't we?
Nobody's discrediting San Antonio's run. Everybody is finding a way to discredit the Knicks. They played Portland. Portland's not that good. They then played Minnesota They played Minnesota with no knees and no Dante DiVincenzo. They were out there playing Mike Conley real minutes.
I assume on one card.
Then you get to the Western Conference Finals. J-Dub doesn't finish the series, AJ Mitchell doesn't finish the series.
Sounds like they're
And
breaking
Chet
these teams.
has a panic attack.
Have you thought
And Chet
about
has a
that?
panic attack. So
It kind of sounds like they're
there.
breaking these teams apart. You ever think about that?
You sound silly as hell. I'm not gonna
De'Aaron
lie.
and Dylan were
So
going down.
Dante tore his Achilles against
Dante
Denver
hurt
because he saw the
because
Spurs.
His Achilles quit because he saw what was coming.
Now we're going.
Oh, I thought we were being serious. But De'Aaron and Dylan were also going through some things too, though.
Physical taxation is what creates injury. Load over time creates injury. If you are having to bump into things that look, I think that
You're not going to get this off that Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs are the reason why
every injury that the Spurs benefited from happened prior to them playing the Spurs.
Okay.
Dante got hurt prior to playing the Spurs. Ayo got hurt prior to playing the Spurs. Ant got hurt prior to playing the Spurs. J-Dub has been dealing with a hamstring injury all year. The only one that happened
pre-quit.
I'm just going back to being quiet for the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
Pen, let me ask you
There you
this,
go.
Pen. Pen, let me ask you this. You're a film movie guy, right? We've got this generational superstar who's just dethroned the champs. We're gonna be in Madison Square Garden. Is this like, from a storyline perspective in your head, like the perfect? This is Wemby's moment, or is this like the Rocky scene where he gets like knocked down and he comes back? Like, what does it? What does it look like to you from like a? I know you're a storyline guy in the league as well.
See, that's the funny thing. I think the Knicks are Rocky.
Right.
Hey,
Okay.
last I checked, Rocky went to Russia and dropped Drago ass. Yes, he did.
Mhm.
Rocky got back in the ring
Okay.
against Clubber Lane and beat the shit out of him. Yes, he did. Rocky got in the ring as a nobody and he dropped Apollo Creed.
I think
he
the
100%
Knicks
did that.
Like, I think the Knicks feel like I don't know why people are so upset that they're underdogs. Like, why does that piss people off? I don't care that they're underdogs. If you believe they're gonna win, why are you upset about it? Oh my God, they need to respect my Knicks. I mean, we do have to play basketball games, right?
Yes, we do. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Sure.
And we got Beetlejuice meets Bone Crusher over here, you know, crying about this shit. But like, it doesn't matter. This stuff doesn't matter. Like,
Another joke that failed.
if the Knicks go out and win game one on the road, right? It's obviously gonna be, oh my God, the Knicks are gonna sweep. That's gonna be the narrative tomorrow. I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna be here tomorrow, but I guarantee you someone's gonna say it and people are gonna co-sign it. Okay, because that's the recency bias. We have not seen this Knicks team lose in a very long time. They haven't lost.
So
They've been running through. But I don't think that has any bearing to do with anything. You sweeping a team, you beating them 4 times, or me beating them 4-2 doesn't swing anything to me, Cho. It's just like a blowout. What is more indicative of a team's ability to win championships? An ability to win a 99-97 game or an ability to win a 140-77 game?
The 140-77 game is not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
It happens.
Only except it's happened a lot more often with the Knicks than the 99-97 game. They've been steamrolling everybody. And the logic with them is that because they've been steamrolling everybody, it's just a weak East. When in reality, maybe the Knicks are really fucking good. How about that?
The Knicks are a really good shooting
maybe
team.
they're just really good.
They're really good.
Well,
not
really
just
good.
a really
They're a good
shooting
defensive team that
Maybe they're
shoots
just a
well.
really good team.
Chill. The Knicks are damn near unbeatable in the Eastern Conference when OG's on the court. Like, he has been a great equalizer for them, and they've been managing the rotations very well. Karl Anthony Towns is playing amazing. I'm trying to say that the people who are picking the Spurs don't believe that version of Karl Anthony Towns can show up in the finals. That version of shooting is going to show up in the finals.
Why not?
Okay, let's try this again.
From a basketball, we ain't talking about
I'm
narrative.
trying to get
From
you
a
to
basketball,
make a basketball
from a
point.
basketball perspective.
You're not trying to
why
get
not?
me to do anything.
So really
First of all,
quickly,
let's
so-
stop
so-
there.
He's been asking for
I'm
basketball
trying to
reasons
get
all
you
the
to
time.
make a
So-
how about
basketball
this?
point.
Really quickly,
I
from a
believe that
basketball
fatigue-
perspective,
Okay, sure. Jump shooting, right? Very much, especially when we're talking consistent jump shooting from quarter 1 to quarter 4, which is what the Knicks have been doing. Best catch and shoot team in the NBA in the playoffs, best jump shooting team, best 3-point percentage, best 2-point percentage. I believe that a lot of your jump shooting efficiency comes down to your legs, especially when we're talking long shots. And I believe your legs are going to be very, very different situations when you're against a physical team. Teams that are physical, like OKC, like San Antonio, like Detroit, they beat the shit out of you. And so they make you win ugly. They're not going to let your shooters just get wide open. A lot of these off-ball actions to open up these shooters require freedom of movement away from the basketball. And if the refs are going to swallow their whistle, then the San Antonio Spurs have a distinct advantage. So that's one thing. Number two, I think that angles change when Wemby is on the court. I think there are players who have practiced a certain shot a certain way, and I'm not necessarily sure that Jalen Brunson is okay. Jalen Brunson, I trust him. Okay, I trust with his physicality, step back, great. He's the best problem solver in this entire series, 100%. I'll give him that. But the rest of his teammates are not that level of problem solver. OG Anunoby is going to get stuffed at the rim multiple times. No offense. Mikal Bridges is going to get stuffed at the rim multiple times. Cat might rage quit this game, might rage quit the series in the second game. I don't trust the rest of the Knicks to show up.
Do you think that it'll have an effect on Victor Wembanyama being attacked at the rim instead of having a team that just shoots a bunch of threes? Like we know the Knicks get into the paint. Like is Victor Wembanyama just he's not going to be superior that he won't have any issue with, you know what I'm saying, just being relentlessly attacked at the rim and forced to block shots?
I don't think he's going to be relentless.
Because I mean that can wear and tear on a
sure,
shot
and it can get him into foul trouble, and Steph could get into foul trouble, and a lot of these guys. But I'm saying that for everybody saying this is all about Wemby being better than Jalen Brunson, it's really not. It's because the Spurs have size and depth on the perimeter to sustain some of the imbalance that is created in the experience factor for the Knicks.
Penn, your entire rendition has been about Wemby stuffing everybody at the rim and Karl Anthony Towns quitting.
No, I'm talking about the physicality. Chill. Right. Keldon Johnson is physical as hell.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Penn. And the reason why I'm glad you brought that up is because that's the epitome. I think the Knicks want to play that way. I don't think the Knicks are a team that I think OG Anunoby wants to be as physical as he can possibly be with Devin Vassell. I think he wants to be as physical as he can possibly be with Stephon Castle. I don't think he's interested in Olay and a guy. First of all, we don't have that level of rim protection that you have, which means that I have to do an even better job on the perimeter as a defender to not let you get to the rim. And when I am letting and when you are getting to the rim, I got to do an even better job protecting the rim because we don't have a shot blocker like you have. In fact, I have to be the shot blocker who is OG Anunoby. So Mikal Bridges, I got to do an even better job in being an on-ball defender and navigating screens because we don't have that at the rim like you have. Your rendition about the San Antonio Spurs is predicated almost solely on the fact that Wemby is back there. He's going to disrupt shots. He's going to disrupt the paint. He's the one that's going to chase guys out of the lane. Meanwhile, and he's the one who's going to initiate the physicality. Meanwhile, this New York Knicks team is a very physical team who wants to play that way and who wants to play that way early and often. That's why I don't think the physicality is going to bother them at all.
Sure. I think the ability to wear down a player physically is going to impact the jump shooting, as I said. Mm-hmm. And I think the jump shooting...
Why wouldn't it be the other way around? Why wouldn't the Knicks, who's been playing fast all postseason, continue to play fast, knowing that they have the deeper bench and knowing that they've seen Wemby tire at the end of games?
Do they have a deeper bench?
They absolutely do have the deeper bench.
So yes, they do.
Okay, who's the best bench player for the Knicks?
I said the deepest, not the best bench player.
So the best bench player.
Okay, so this is not a regular season marathon. I can play my starters into the ground. There's no series after this, so
that's correct.
I'm assuming that both coaches. I mean, when I think about that,
they won't be tired at the end of the game.
Okay, so 6 through 9. I don't care about 10, 11, 12 unless injuries come up because those are the guys that are going to play the majority minutes. 6 through 9, who has the better bench?
I think you're going to see more Diawara. I think you're going to see more Huckaporty. I think the reason why
Diawara and Huckaporty. What?
Because Mitch Robinson.
If I see Diawara in this series,
the reason why I think you're going to see them is because we need bodies for Wemby. We need fouls for Wemby. We need physicality for Wemby.
Shaq.
So I'm not saying that he is, but I think that we do need. I think Mike Brown is going to dig deeper. Into his bench than he did against Philly, against Cleveland, off the strength of who Wemby is and what Wemby presents. I do think that he's going to do that. I do think you're going to see more of what's that kid's name with the color hair? Socha. I think you're going to see guys like that, and I think and the reason why I think you're going to
you're not going to see Jeremy Sohan. I promise you, unless there's a blowout, you're not seeing him.
The reason why I think you're going to see guys like that is off the strength of what the San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama Victor Wembanyama specifically, what he presents, I think you're going to see more of that. And I think that the Knicks want to play with that level of physicality to combat what the San Antonio Spurs do.
Every
I
argument
hope
against
you're
the
wrong. I'll
Spurs
just say
winning.
that. Maybe you're right, but I hope you're wrong.
I think almost every argument I've heard for the Spurs not winning this championship right now comes down to youth and inexperience and maybe preconceived notions about what people think about young people and young players in big moments. And they
Just haven't
always
been
think that
listening.
Yeah, I just don't think your ears.
You
are
just
ringing.
haven't been listening then. Everybody, Chill has brought up basketball reasons. I brought up basketball.
Youth is a basketball reason.
Damian has brought up basketball reasons on why he's picked the Spurs.
I think
Everybody else has discussed
every
basketball.
match issue that was brought up, and all you.
But I didn't discuss basketball.
No.
I mean, you did like 3 minutes ago, so that was cool. But yeah, if all you've heard is that people are picking this Knicks,
I'm not talking about what you're saying. I'm talking about why you're doing it.
It's not, well, Penn, you can't use that logic because I literally just went over.
Sure. Who was your finals MVP pick? Who was your number one finals MVP pick? It was Victor Wembanyama, right? But then you went and proceeded to pick the Knicks.
I did not pick Victor Wembanyama. I picked the Knicks to win the NBA championship.
Yes,
So,
but yesterday when we were asked finals MVP picks, you said Victor Wembanyama number 1, Jalen Brunson number 2, and then I don't remember.
wrong. We said we had picked these guys from each team. We didn't pick them collectively. That's not true. Because I picked.
We picked 1, 2, 3. What are you talking about?
No, we picked 1, 2, 3 from each team. Like which team of the if the Knicks won the NBA championship, of those guys, who could win the Finals MVP? I said it was Jalen Brunson. I said it was Cat, and then I said it was I think I said Mikal Bridges or OG. I think I said one. I think I said one of those. I think I said one of those 3 guys. So I did not pick Victor Wembanyama. I did not pick Victor Wembanyama. But also,
find the clip.
Also,
yeah, I wasn't here. I can't confirm.
Also, Penn, to your point, I mean, we just discussed what I literally just told you that we just saw San Antonio Spurs team, youthful as they are, go into the defending NBA champions building and win the first game and the last game. So we just saw the defending NBA champions. We just saw them win the NBA championship last year, the first team to do it since the Trailblazers in '77. So the youth thing, I had to actually get off of that because I was the one that was on that. Mars and I went back and forth with the experience thing. I had to get off of that. So that's not really what's going on right now. I mean, when we're talking about youth, I think that I've given plenty of reasons why I think, from a basketball standpoint, why I think the Knicks are going to beat the San Antonio Spurs.
Has anyone on the Knicks played in the finals before?
Has
Jordan Clarkson?
Yeah, Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges.
Mikal and Jordan
Bridges,
Clarkson, right?
yeah,
Mikal and Jordan Clarkson, they're the only two.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not exactly dominating the experience department.
No, it's not.
I mean, they've just played more NBA.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the finals is uncharted territory.
No finals experience.
The finals is uncharted territory for everyone involved except Jordan Clarkson, Mikal Bridges, Harrison Barnes, Kelly Olynyk. No, not Luke Cornett. Sorry, wrong white babe. Those are the only. Those are the only.
OG didn't play in that.
Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't play. He missed. He didn't play the whole.
But we've seen plenty.
Only 4 people in this series have been in the finals before and played.
Have we not seen players that have been in the NBA championship?
Oh, Cornett.
Yeah, I said Cornett. Yeah, Harrison Barnes and Cornett.
Have we not seen teams in the NBA championship lose, even though they've been experienced in the finals? Have we not seen that?
Yeah. Because there's always going to be things. Like these things can help. Experience helps. I don't think anyone doubts that experience. Experience is always a good thing to have, but it doesn't mean just because you have experience and someone else doesn't that you're gonna win. Same reason shooting is a good thing to have. It doesn't mean just because you shoot better than another team you're going to win. Despite your homework, Roto. Thanks for your homework, by the way. But it doesn't mean just because you shoot better you're going to win. Same.
Yeah, it's not 100%.
Yeah. But and even if it was like just because if one team shoots 34.8%, another team shoots 33.8%, it doesn't mean you won because of the 1% difference in 3. Like now you shot better from 3, doesn't mean that's why you won the series. So like there's always gonna be a bunch of reasons. At the end of the day, Penn said it earlier, you want to have as many advantages as possible. Which team has more advantages? Now ultimately you can have more advantages and still lose because your disadvantages can be that heavy that fewer advantages can still beat you. Like, but you want to have as many advantages as possible.
And that's the goal the point.
That happens in team building. Teams want to have as many advantages.
The biggest weakness defensively, if you had to, Mars, I'm actually curious, take all the starters, every single starter for both teams, who are the 2 worst defenders?
You want me to say Brunson and Cat?
I'm asking the question.
Brunson's the worst. Josh Hart probably the second worst to me.
And what about
Josh
third?
Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Hart. Josh
That
Hart is
defense
not
is
the greatest defender.
fugazi. That defense.
Well, who do you want me to say? I think De'Aaron's a better defender than Josh Hart. I think Castle's obviously better. Vassell's better. Champagne's better. Wemby's better. I think they're all better than Josh Hart. So then, and obviously McCall and OG are better than him. So then it's who do I think is worse, Cat or Josh Hart? I think Cat's been better.
So the three worst defenders are starting for the New York Knicks, and therein lies the point. I think De'Aaron Fox.
They're the three worst, but it doesn't mean they're three bads.
Well, yes.
I think they have one bad defender.
Drex was worse than Jordan. What does that mean?
And he lost. What?
But he wasn't worse to me. Like,
I'm baiting for saying that De'Aaron Fox is better on defense than Josh Hart.
No, you're not.
Because if I'm saying if that's crazy, then let me know. Like,
I just think that there aren't so many. It's not so easy to pick on the Spurs' weaknesses because there aren't a lot of weaknesses. Like you can say their weaknesses are Carter Bryant's inexperience. So when he gets a little bit trigger happy or defensively and a little bit foul prone, maybe sometimes it's Luke Cornett, on a switch because he's not so mobile. Or maybe sometimes it's De'Aaron Fox in a cross match, but then you have this 7'5" jumbo eraser to just erase all of that shit. I think Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox could have a brilliant series, like where they're averaging like 37 points per game combined, and I don't think the Knicks will be able to stop that because again, it's like the cascading effect of. Okay, yeah, you beat the Sixers. Yeah, you beat the Hawks.
Wait, Pin, I'm sorry. What was the number? You said Dylan Harper and De'Aaron could average how much together?
37.
37.
Shit, that's crazy. I mean, Jalen Brunson could average 37 himself.
Sure. But at the other end, those two are also giving you great defense. So that two-way impact, that two-way floor for all the Spurs. And again, of course it's going to come down to jump shooting, man. I said this yesterday. If the Spurs go cold and the Knicks get really hot from three, yeah, because the Knicks take so many threes and they have so much talent as 3-point shooters, it's going to be hard. But I'm just saying, when you are beat up, it's not so comfortable taking those threes. When you're getting held, grabbed, punched every single time you come off a screen, it's not so easy. You're just not comfortable. I feel like to finally answer the question I think that you've been asking is like, why do I not believe the Knicks have a chance in this series to the level that other people do? It's because I don't believe they've been punched in the face yet. I don't believe they've taken that beating. I don't think they've had to do that. And I don't trust what I'm going to see when they finally do, because they are going to get it.
That is a fair point.
Let's
get to these super chats. We got 26.
Okay, no doubt. Let's get to them.
We'll start with Tupac Westside. Morning, fellas. Ron, you running out of vacation days, sir. We're going to have to make a hard decision if things don't change. Hype for game one, though. Who wins? I can't call it. Both teams have pros and cons.
We got to get the suits in here. We might have to call some people in here. And we got to have a sit down with some people and make a decision on what are we doing moving forward.
Today was a no-call, no-show? That's
on
insane.
top of that. You get one of those, just so you're clear.
No, you're not supposed to get any no-call, no-show.
You get one of those in the workforce. I used to work for JetBlue Airways. You get one no-call, no-show. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, you get
right?
one.
Just one. Yeah. Okay.
You get one no. You get one no-call, no-show. Because we don't know what happens, right? We don't know what happened. Like anything could have happened. You get one of those. After that one more time, you out. You're fired.
He was under my tweet.
We're
gonna talk about this tomorrow. So and tomorrow is now, and he's not here.
No, tomorrow hasn't come yet.
What was your go-to excuse when you got, when you were late for something, you had to lie when you were a kid? Mine was, I got stuck in the elevator. I told my teachers I got stuck in the elevator so many times. She's like, what is wrong with this building that you live in at? Like, you've been stuck 14 times in the elevator this year. Like, you need to move. This elevator is damn haunted, bro. Yeah,
that's the problem right there, because I tell you right now, my best excuse has always been my bad.
That usually works.
Yeah, I never really came up with excuses for being late.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't late.
I never cared enough to make an excuse for being late. It was just
I'm never late.
Mars, sometimes you should be honored by my lateness. Not even show.
More often than not, I'm on time to places. And if I'm late, then I still made it. So like, it is what it is.
I'm a tardy person. I got to work on that.
Yeah, shit.
Shut up,
Okay.
Mara.
Straight. CPT.
I'm still waiting for him to reply to my message that I sent him
the
2 days
first
ago.
step
But
is
it's cool.
actually not calling
I'm
yourself
not
a
late
tardy
ever, man.
person. That
I'm not late
actualizes.
ever.
So when you call
Well,
yourself
look,
a tardy
you
I
person,
see,
was
but
late to the
this
show
is the
today,
issue,
but that's
though.
neither here nor there.
This is the issue because are you really tardy? I'm telling you right now, God did not create time for us to be rushing around and when being worried about being late, being on time. Oh my God, blood pressure all high. I'm gonna be 5 minutes late to something. Man, calm down.
So why
Be
did he create
safe.
time?
Drive safe. You see a yellow light. You see a yellow light, slow your ass down. The
So why
speed
did-
limit. The speed limit it's not a request. You know what I'm saying? You'll get there.
No, Ox. You don't get to show up when that's
No.
there's a reason why.
But you also don't get to put your life at risk and other people's lives at risk.
That's why you
rushing around. Chill,
Right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, stress kills. And if you're
Yes, it does.
stressed out over getting places super early, you're going to live like what's more important? Getting here 15 minutes late or 15 minutes early or living 15 years longer.
Well, I'm not stressed
stress
out.
kills.
why are those the two
100%.
options?
I don't know if
well,
it's that
That's-
drastic.
that's-
This is the only
I
two
mean,
options.
I'll plan my stuff around being on time. Like, I don't want to be late. Like, I'll plan
Absolutely.
around. But if something comes up to where I'm going to be late, I'm not about to, like, once I'm late, I'm late. Like, I'm not about to.
If you're on time, you're
I
late.
don't
By the
go
way,
back in
if you are
time.
on time, you're late, man.
Yeah, I know.
If
I
JD
don't-
says
I
we in the
don't
hotel
abide
lobby
by that
I
rule.
don't
2 p.m.
subscribe to that. If you
If
tell me
you-
be
if
there at
you have to
2
be in the
and I'm
hotel
there
lobby
at
at
2, I
2,
was on time.
I'm there at 1:45, man. No,
Yeah, I'm not.
As
Yeah,
you-
I
used
don't
to- I used to-
subscribe to that.
As you should.
I
Be.
don't subscribe
Like for
to
instance, my clocks,
I
all my
respect
clocks,
people's time.
are set 10 minutes ahead. Like I set my clocks ahead just to because I want to respect everybody's time. I want to be there, but I don't believe that God created time for us to be rushing around, stressing ourselves out. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think
get there, be respectful to everybody, be there on time, but don't run yellow lights and speed and go. You know what I'm saying? Don't run out the house. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
You mess
be
around
on
and
time.
forget your tie.
You should try to be on time. I agree. I don't subscribe to being on time.
I'm trying to get a job. Oh shit, I'm late. You know what? Ain't no
You
big
should
deal. I'll just get there when I get there. It ain't no
Just-
problem.
just
I mean, if
to
I'm
let
gonna
you
be,
know,
I'm the best
if I'm
candidate.
gonna-
I'm the best candidate.
I'm
you
if
identify-
I'm gonna be late, like at the end of the day, if I'm
You
on
should
my
be
way,
there
I
15
plan to be on time, and then something comes up, I'm gonna be late. Me speeding up to be there 2 minutes less late than I was gonna be if I just went at my own pace. At the end of the day, they're still not gonna give me the job if I'm late anyway. So what I need to rush for? At that point, my chances are gone.
No,
Damien,
look,
are
being
you
late to
a
job
listener?
interviews, okay, you just not serious.
That is
about life,
great.
right?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, you're not serious
Hey,
about
I do
life.
be on time for
Let
that.
me
I ain't
try
gonna
something
lie.
real quick. Damien, are you a punctual person?
absolutely.
He
Yeah.
is, for sure.
Chill, are you a punctual person?
Let's not do this.
I actually break out in goosebumps when I'm late. I do.
See, this is the point. You identify as punctual people, you will be punctual. Everything you identify with manifests in your brain. So if you identify as broke, you'll be broke. You identify as punctual, you'll be punctual. You identify as tardy, you'll be tardy. A lot of people say, I don't want to be, and now you manifest the negative. So you need to start thinking in positives. Being on time is positive. To your point, Ox, I think you're just living in the wrong country, my friend. You need to go move
No,
to like one of those Arab
no.
countries where they're 30 minutes late for fucking everything.
So go back to where I came from? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying move to an Arab country where it's
If you
30
don't
minutes
like it,
late is
then
the
leave.
culture.
Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly
Nah.
what I'm saying. There you go.
Nah, Pin, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm a red-blooded American. You know what I'm saying? I'm California through and through. Wouldn't rather be any place than where I am. But I know one thing
I
that
just see, yeah, he's from California. Like, I could just see,
you know,
yeah.
I want to be on time, absolutely. But if I'm not, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I believe that stress kills, and I don't want to have high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get there, man. I'm gonna get there.
Chill. Is being on time, is being
I'll
on time
respect
stressful
everybody.
for you?
I actually break out in sweats when I'm late.
So being late
Literally.
is stressful for you.
I'm
There's
Right.
the point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's exactly.
I mean,
what I'm saying.
I've never had to
Like, you
stress
shouldn't
about
feel
being
that way.
on time. Like most of the time, I'm on
Yeah,
time. It's just
exactly.
I don't care if I'm late, but I plan to be on time.
Right.
So-
I would never
Yeah,
be late on
margins
purpose.
usually-
Like
yeah.
that's crazy. Just to
Yeah,
try
like-
to be late is crazy. But I stopped.
You know,
I
what-
stopped
you know
when
what
I
my problem
stopped.
is?
I
I
think I was
plan on
about.
getting there right on time. And if you plan on getting there
See-
right on time, you're probably going to be late.
I always plan
Yeah,
to
but
give
it's a
myself
choice,
time.
though.
That's why I always end up being
It's-
early to things. But it doesn't.
It depends on the stakes, though. It's a choice. If I said to you, "Well, you have to meet me here at 12 o'clock tomorrow for $2 million," you would be there at 12 for $2 million.
mean,
I would
Yeah,
leave
no,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Like
And then if you
damn
say
it, I'm gonna be
stakes are
there
higher.
20. I'm
If you're on
It's
time,
because
you're
the
late.
stakes
Gimmick,
are
then
higher. That's why. You
basically
probably
you'll be
sleep
there
here
at
the night
12.
before, actually. It's the stakes.
That's what I'm
are
saying.
higher,
I mean,
that's why.
I'm leaving as soon as we get off the phone. Like, yeah, okay, I'll be there, bro. Don't worry about it. I'll meet you there.
I'll be there at 12. I'll be there at 12.
Yeah, but
I'll
you
be
know,
there at
hey,
11.
once again though, yo, I'm just
So that's all I
saying,
gotta do.
though,
I gotta
man.
entice you with some bread, and you might show up to things on time.
Yeah,
think,
shit, that'll do
I'll
it.
be there.
To be fair,
Y'all see me.
usually
I'm
you
there
doing
early, man.
something involves a little bit of bread.
Discipline. I think discipline is the greatest predictor of success. I really believe that. You know,
I can come with that.
But Wemby got ejected in the playoffs, so he likes discipline. So Knicks in 5.
Well, Wemby's an asshole, so.
Can we acknowledge
really
that?
is.
Can
I
we
mean, I
acknowledge that?
don't know. I don't
Hang
know.
on.
It up,
Can we
but he
acknowledge
is,
that?
though.
He's a
He
jerk
is.
off. Yes, he
He
is.
is so,
is.
he is
Yes,
so
he is.
French.
Not everybody
You've
know
been
Wemby,
sitting-
I guess.
Jill, you've been sitting on
Everybody
that
No,
knows
I'm
Jill.
saying Morris.
I
He's
just let
he's
everybody
French as
sit.
fuck.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can smell the French all over him.
Jack
He just
off.
doing
Yes, he
doing
is.
asshole shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be. Yeah, Penn. You know France stinks. You been there. Like,
I
come on.
lived
That's
there.
a fact.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all know that shit.
I
funky
have been
as hell.
hearing that like Paris is low-key like dirty
Paris
and
is-
outside the
yeah.
Apple Tower.
Paris the
It's
worst
like-
place on earth.
I heard it say filthy city
Paris-
laws. I'm not.
Nas and I had this
I've
conversation.
heard it's
Paris is,
disgusting.
yeah. Yeah.
I've heard
You
it's
right, drink my water.
Shout out to them
I'm
winning
sorry,
the
let me get
Champions League,
back
though.
focused.
So shout out to them. You know, I know the streets.
Hey,
stinking right now.
Morris, I wanted to ask you about that because I was watching that game this guy was talking about the other day, the one that went to the extra. What's it called? Is that extra kicks?
Penalties. Yeah.
Penalties. That's like basically overtime, right? So
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Extra
Yeah.
time.
So-
Oh, okay, yeah.
They had extra time, and then it was still tied off the extra time. Went to penalties. That ends in a game on the
Okay.
free
and
throw corner.
you get 5, right? So if those first 5, if we score 3 and they score 3, do you get a whole new set of 5 penalties?
No, it's sudden death, so it'll be.
So it
the-
is
the
sudden
sick-
death. Okay,
The
'cause
sick
there was-
person will take if they miss, then the other team's sick person will take if they score, they win.
Okay, but if we kick first and I hit mine first, then you guys don't get a chance.
No, you do. You do. You get to tie up,
Okay,
and then it will keep
okay.
going until someone misses.
Okay, got you.
There's
you.
an
'Cause
advantage
There
in
was
going
some
first,
guys that were like hardcore
There
arguing.
was
about
there was
that.
some penalty shootouts that went to like 25 kicks. Like they went all the way. I think Man United were in a Europa League final or something. There was like 20 different penalties because
The goalkeepers have to kick it at the end, yeah.
Yeah, it gets to a
that's
point where the
fine.
goal are taking them. Yeah.
That's fire. Okay, let's.
I be
get back to
writing
the-
messages sometimes and it'd be getting blocked by player's choice. I don't appreciate that.
And how about you write a message to me on Telegram, considering I sent you one 24 hours ago?
About what? What?
Maybe check them.
Check it.
Are you checking me right now? Wait a minute.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds
I don't
like.
like your
Oh, sorry,
tone,
I
man.
want to get a response.
Relax
My
yourself.
bad.
That's what it
He
sounds
got a
like.
lot
bro.
of messages, it sounds like.
That-
He got a
that-
lot of
that's what
messages.
it
to check.
sounds
Sounds like y'all
How about
flirting,
you
man.
do this? Why you worrying about what you don't appreciate? Real talk. How about you do this? That's what that sounds like to me.
Here I am. I'm just trying to be good at my job, but I can't get no responses.
Oh, I see. I didn't know. I didn't know you wanted that.
Thank you for the response. Thank you.
Look at
Thank
Look at that.
you.
And shout out to y'all for your streams, by the way. That was going
Thank
crazy.
you.
Real talk
Yeah,
been
once
hogging all the
y'all start
streams. They're
sending,
all on
once y'all
his
start
channel.
sending them
Yeah,
out, real
that's what's
talk. I mean,
going on.
I
You made that
Nah,
decision, sir.
Real talk been
You
hogging
made
all the
that
streams.
decision.
I want
Don't do
everyone
that.
to know what's been going on. Real talk hogs all the streams. He
That's
gets
not
all the
true.
revenue. I'm out here working for
Not
free because Real Talk don't want to do nothing on my channel. I mean, I message
That
him
is
about being
not
on my
true.
channel. I don't get a reply. I want everyone to know what's
Uh,
going on, man. I'm out here being done wrong.
Y'all messy, man. Stop it.
Prayers for
truth-
Mars. Prayers for Mars.
The
prayers for
truth
Mars.
is, Mars was like, "Hey, I don't have to do it on my channel. We can just do it on yours. I don't even really want to do it. Mars
made
didn't
that
say
He didn't.
least
No, he didn't
amount
make
of
that up. He
effort,
did not, man.
maximum,
You said that.
turnout.
And I don't
I
even hear
get
you
it.
say it,
I
Mars,
want
but
to
that
get it up.
sounds like
He
something
just,
I
he, just,
know.
he just made that up. It's cool though. Like, go
Oh,
check
yeah.
out Town Hall Hoops, man. It's good content over there. It's basically just a Real Talk exclusive at this point. But I mean, it was meant to be on both our channels, but stuff happens, you know.
Do you want to do it on yours next? Are we doing it on yours next?
You know you guys can
That's the
simultaneously
plan. I mean,
broadcast.
yeah, but it's
you
cool, man.
can broadcast
I
on
got no
2 channels
respect.
together. You know that, right?
Yeah, Bo
Okay.
wants to take
You do know
over.
that, right?
But-
Like you can
But
broadcast.
then there's a revenue split that Real Talk don't want to be a part of. So
No, the revenue
Oh my
the revenue filter is based on no.
we
So
just have to do it all
you guys
on Real Talk's channel.
no, Mars. I don't know if y'all are trolling because I can't read the room, but if you're using StreamYard, you just pick your destinations and you can actually pick Mars Talk Sports and Real Talk channel and you can broadcast to both. Then the video views registered on Mars Talk
Yeah, Real
Sports
Talk
will go to you.
Real Talk don't want to share. He wants all the views for himself.
That
Ben,
is
just
a lie.
Ben, just,
You
it's
are
100% a
lying
lie.
on national YouTube.
Mars way smarter than that. That's 100% a lie.
Now
I didn't even.
I just like making
Real
content
Talk-
for the love of the game, and Real Talk uses that to his advantage and makes all the bread.
Real
That's
talk.
what.
I ain't even hear him say that, but I'm 100% confident he said that. I'm sure of it that he said that.
That's what happened. Like,
And Penn,
that's
if
what
you
happened.
think,
It's cool, though.
Penn, if you think that Mars is trolling, he is. Even if he not. If you think he is,
He's for sure trolling right
Yeah.
now. This is what
If you
1,000%
think he is.
Y'all need to write up an agreement or something.
Mars, if you
Yeah.
need somebody
Something
to help
binding.
you with negotiating and just some overall representation, I could do that. 35%. That's it. Just let me know. Holla
35%.
at me.
Damn.
Real Talk gets
Mars
100%, so
40%.
35% is actually better than what I'm getting right now. So,
No, I mean 35%
35%?
for my management fee.
Shit.
That's all.
I think the
Good
mob
deal.
charged 40.
when
My
when
bad.
June 21st hits, I can Apple Pay it somewhere or something. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's get back to these super chats, y'all. JFK the God. JFK the God. Shout out to you, JFK. I think the Knicks are underdogs because the East are underestimated and the West is overestimated. The Knicks are going to shock the world.
Are they really going to shock the world considering what they've done? And I don't mean just in these playoffs, like the ascension that the Knicks have been on. So last year they were in the East Finals. The year before that, I think that they were in the East Semifinals, or were they in the East Finals?
They were in the East Final.
So 2 years in a row,
Right?
they
Yeah.
so 2 years in a row they're in the East Finals, and the year before that they were in the East Semifinals. So are they really shocking anybody with what they're doing? Like, this is kind of where we expected them to be at some point.
Yeah.
So
I
the
would not
Knicks
be
are
shocked if
Knicks
they
are a
won the NBA
mid-major right
championship.
now. The Knicks are a mid-major right now.
They not.
But you know
That's
how
what they are.
I picked them in the
it's-
finals.
They're a
I-
Penn's the
dominant-
only one who sees this as a one-sided series.
They are
in favor of the
not.
Spurs.
I don't see it as a one-sided
but
series.
you know
I
what?
certainly
You know
see
what?
a world where
we will see because
This is-
the game
I picked them in
one's
the
tonight.
finals in preseason.
I've already said I think this is the best offensive team that the Spurs have faced, which I think is already saying a lot. I certainly see a world in which the Knicks can win. I just don't think that they will. And just because I'm saying that doesn't mean I think it's gonna be one-sided or a lopsided, victory. I picked the Spurs in 6. If I thought it was gonna be lopsided, I would have picked the Spurs in 4.
Right.
So-
But wait, hold
Could be a
on,
lopsided system.
Josh. You said your ex-wife don't even get 35%?
No, Ox. That shit wild as hell.
Wait,
yo.
hold
35%.
on. Wait, Josh. Tell her to call me. I'll get her more than that.
35% is wild as hell. And Penn,
35%? She needs
So
a
you-
better
Penn-
lawyer.
to your point, Penn, you do know that there's some mid
I don't know
majors.
what state.
There's some majors who should be in mid-major leagues. And then
Yes,
there's some-
I understand that.
there's
Like
some
Gonzaga.
mid-majors.
So they're
for years.
Gonzaga. They're Gonzaga.
Yeah, Gonzaga for years, right?
No, they're not Gonzaga.
But
no.
okay. But I'm saying because we don't, I think the consensus person would say if we ranked out all 16 teams coming into the playoffs, I think the Knicks have played more teams from the bottom half of that bracket than the top half. I think.
But okay, let's stick with
But that's
this.
because the
Let's stick with
teams
this
from the
example,
bottom
though.
half beat the teams in the top half. The
Exactly.
Sixers
But let's stick
beat
with
the
this
Celtics.
example.
There's nothing that the Knicks can do about that.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm saying just because the Sixers beat the Celtics doesn't have anything to do with the Knicks. The Knicks didn't beat the Celtics. I think if the Knicks had faced the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think most people would have picked the Celtics. So that's my point. My point is through divine miracle, luck, Jason Tatum injuries, whatever, shots bouncing in, out, you having shooting luck, other team not having shooting luck, whatever. I'm saying it's hard to win 3 rounds on fluke. So this is not a fluke. The Knicks are a legitimate contender, and everybody said that they were a legitimate contender coming into this. Well, most people said they were a legitimate contender, and the list of contenders coming into this playoffs season was the Knicks, the Boston Celtics. Some people had the Detroit Pistons. Some people had the Cavaliers, but those were fringe
I mean, into the
choices.
playoffs, not the season. Into
Yeah,
the playoffs.
coming into the playoffs.
Sure. Okay.
And then on the West side, you had San Antonio, OKC, Denver, and Minnesota. Those were the teams that we thought could get here. And I'm saying, regardless of injuries, regardless of what happened, the Knicks didn't face any one of those teams yet.
Real talk, I'm 100% confident, and I'm not on the fence about this. I'm 100% confident that when Dallas saw Minnesota bounce Denver, they were like, whew, we ain't got to deal with them.
24.
Oh, 24?
100.
I actually was
we
I
ain't got
actually
to deal with them dudes.
that's
Absolutely.
gonna sound like Jokic hate, but I was picking Dallas against Denver because of their pick and roll game. But even if we were going by the listing of teams in the playoffs, for me, the Knicks would have been number 2 on that list, regardless of who they play or whatever. But if we were ranking teams,
who's the best team?
So
they
what?
beat?
Cleveland.
It doesn't matter. It's how good I think they already are, regardless.
Okay.
It's just all about matchups at the end of the day, anyway.
It is.
Like Boston could have beat Cleveland. Boston could have beat Detroit.
Who's the worst team San Antonio beat in your estimation?
Blazers. Paul.
Easily,
I just don't want to.
The Blazers and the Wolves that the Spurs saw were also another not good team. The Spurs have beat one good team.
The Knicks would have smoked them, Penn. Yeah. They would have smoked,
especially with everybody hurt. But my biggest thing is we've been having this issue for 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 39 seconds. Okay, I'm not picking who wins the finals based on what 3 teams they beat in the playoffs.
Cool.
True. Yeah.
You know, like,
you're basing it on what you think is going to happen.
Yeah.
What is based on who these 2 teams matching up? Who do we think is going to win? So that's it. You know, that's all.
Yeah.
I just wanted to use an extreme example for pins. If the 2017 Warriors, I know I'm going like major extreme, in their playoff run to get to the finals, play nothing but mid teams, would that matter?
No, and the New York Knicks are not the 2017 Warriors. That's the point.
2017 Warriors did play nothing but mid teams, by the way.
By the way, I was about to say that.
Yeah, after Zaza did that punk shit he did.
Yeah, it was a Kawhi, the Utah Jazz, and
I think it just kind of comes down to like,
maybe in round 1.
It kind of comes down to, you know, relative absolutism, you know, like are we talking relatively good? Because again, if you're a dominant team like the 01 Lakers or the 17 Warriors, okay, well, relatively speaking, you're gonna be better than most of the teams you face. Are we talking like some sort of absolute variable of good and bad, where we literally talking about this is the best team in the league, this is who you face, the strength of schedule playoff edition? I think the Spurs have had a harder schedule in the playoffs. Like, I don't think that's rocket science. I don't think that's dismissive towards the East. And I'll tell you right now, Chill, if by chance, if the Knicks had to face Detroit in round 1, then they had to face Cleveland in round 2 and Boston in round 3. We can talk about, okay, like this path inspires more confidence. They whooped these teams. They were beating them by 40. Okay, cool. I'm just not that impressed by what you do against Philly and Atlanta because I'm not that
impressed by what you do with it. I don't think the Spurs had a super rough schedule. I mean, as far as like how good these teams were. Like, yeah, in the problem is that the Timberwolves actually gave them trouble.
Yep.
The Timberwolves actually gave them trouble with Ant got a broke leg, Dante got a broke leg, Ayo got something broke. I don't know what it was.
And Julius Randle sucked. And Julius Randle sucked.
But why did Julius Randle suck? Chill. We don't just get to be like, oh, Julius Randle sucked and Spurs had nothing to do with it.
Right. But see, that's my thing though, Pin. Like, we understand.
Many were healthy.
Julius was good last year.
We've gone over this 15 times already. Let's get to the Super Chat.
They were healthy.
He had a good postseason last year, and he got his credit for that. Shout out to him.
Luffy Gear 4th. Josh Hart is the X factor in this series. Spurs are gonna dare him to shoot. If Hart hits them in the 37 to 40% range, the Knicks will win. If not, that will allow Wemby to roam without worry. Spurs will win. Mike Brown will take him out the game.
Mike Brown, I think Mike Brown and his staff are too smart of a coaching staff to just allow Wemby to roam off Josh Hart for 7 games. Make or miss. I think they're too smart for that. Oh, Josh Hart, we're just gonna keep you in the corner and let Wemby hang baseline. We're just gonna do nothing about it the whole time.
But the thing is, since on account of this is chess, not checkers, Mitch Johnson has to know that already, and that can't be his key to
an adjustment to the
adjustment. Victory can't be Wemby roaming off of Josh Hart. Like now, if you can catch Mike Brown slipping, make sure that you're on top of that and you know what I'm saying, activate that. But have another game plan already. Like coach got to coach. Mitch, this is your chance. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I think a tale of this series is going to be who's more proactive. You can't be late to reacting to whatever adjustments get made. Like you might have to make multiple adjustments within a game. It can't just be, oh, they figured out this. We're gonna have to wait till game 3 to counter. No, we might need to counter it in the second quarter because we're down 12 right now and we can't afford to drop a game while we wait for an event. I think proactivity.
I think Hart can be a factor though. To be fair, I think he can be a massive X factor. He can have one of those games where he does make them pay from the long ball line and then it can throw everything into disarray. I think Hart can be one of those guys where the series can.
His rebounding.
He can be a swing guy for sure.
I don't understand why we're so wrapped up in the long ball though when it comes to him.
I think his offensive rebounding can be a massive thing because if Wemby gets sealed or if Wemby's out of position contesting, then Josh Hart can get you extra possessions. OG can get you extra possessions.
Yep.
I have seen a trend of the more physical team winning, and I do think the Knicks have the potential to be very physical with other teams. They may not have faced the most physical teams, but they have the potential to be very physical with other teams, and that's including Karl-Anthony
The Knicks
Towns.
are a very physical team. They're no, like regardless of who they've played, they're a very physical team, and they're a great rebounding basketball team. I expect
Karl-Anthony Towns is a physical basketball player.
By the way,
expect the Knicks to out-
sometimes he's too physical.
Too physical, exactly. OG Anunoby and Josh Hart are physical basketball players.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brunson is a physical
Brunson, Deuce McBride, physical basketball
Their whole
players.
team is except Landry.
The only players who lack physicality would probably be Mikal.
Jose Alvarado.
Landry Shaman.
Lacks physicality? Jose Alvarado? Lacks
Jose
physicality?
Alvarado does not
I mean,
no, he doesn't.
I mean, I think he's physically
physical
limited.
traits.
Yeah, I think he
Physically
lacks
limited.
physical tools, but I don't think he lacks physicality.
No.
I think that's.
I mean, you could be aggressive physically and just not make a dent, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think
You can be aggressive, but not.
That's
soft.
that's because of your stature. So like a guy that's
but he's still a
small,
physical player.
Yes, 100%.
It's just Landry, really. That's all.
I think when I think about
even Landry, like Landry will get physical at the point of attack.
He gets
when I
after
think
it,
about
yeah,
when I
he
think
gets
about
after it.
the
physical, I
only
think
one who I
Gent.
would say like plays away from physicality is Mikal. He's the only one, in my opinion.
K Spiffy, go Spurs, go. Hope y'all doing good. God bless y'all. Is Wemby better than Melo all time?
I'll be quiet.
Yes,
I think Wemby's better than Carmelo ever was.
there you go.
Right.
Yep.
BK Slime. I genuinely don't know how y'all think the Knicks are winning this series when 45% of their points, 53.6 points per game, are in the point, which leads the playoffs. Did Wemby vanish?
No, Wemby didn't
Point-
vanish.
the
but you can
point
do things
production-
to remove him.
The point production in the paint is what creates the threes, and the threes are what creates the point production in the paint. The two things are inexplicably linked always, and so when you take away that paint, the threes become like, instead of the response to the paint pressure, they become the option away from the paint pressure. It's like you're running away from Wemby and you're taking threes. These are very different types of threes. I think the quality of threes that the Knicks will get will be very much worse against the Spurs.
But why do you guys think that the Knicks are going to run away from Wemby in the paint? That's
the thing.
I think they're gonna challenge
This
him more
operates
than
under
most
the
teams.
notion that Wemby's existence takes away the paint just by him existing,
It does.
and I don't subscribe to that. I think the Knicks can do things to remove Wemby from the lane, and if they do that, then they can score in the rim. And then, in turn, now the Spurs have to react to that, which means they have to do everything they can to keep Wemby near the rim, which in turn is going to leave people open for three. Like
But
Wemby
more-
just existing doesn't mean you don't score in the paint.
X and O this. You're putting.
I
You're
watched
removing-
Denver score in the paint against
Okay.
San Antonio all year long.
You
So-
have but you have to go a step further than that and also look at it where like this is another thing when we're going back to the coaching with the chess pieces. Maybe we're not going to. Maybe we're gonna watch out. Nigga. Maybe we're gonna do both things, right? Like we're not only are we not going to focus on just trying to draw Victor Wembanyama out of the paint, but we're also gonna get in there with him. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think there's a very real chance
maybe we
of
plan
that
on
Wemby's
scoring in
in
the
foul trouble
paint,
this
and we
series.
This
we
is not
plan on
Chet
attacking
Holmgren.
him right
This
there.
is not Chet Holmgren. This is like.
I know who it is. I'm very well aware of that. That's my point, Pin. Like, put pressure on that kid. Make him do his job, because
When
a
was
lot of times when we're just dribbling through the paint, oh shit, it's Wemby kicking out here. Like that's putting no pressure on him. He's not doing.
That's what pissed me off in Game 7. Wemby picked up his 5th foul, and then the Thunder was like,
nobody.
let's not attack the guy with 5 fouls who's the best player.
Yeah,
on
the
court.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
I think
did
it can
this.
be in foul trouble.
This.
Yeah, they did it. They did it in Game 1, and they won the game.
Ox, you literally said it.
Think-
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Damien. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, dealing with the offensive rebounding from New York, I think there's a very good chance that Wemby's in foul trouble a lot this series too, which is going to take him off the floor anyway. Or potentially he might not finish a few games, depending on. Honestly, it's going to depend on how Mitchell Robinson is. I think for me, he's such a key.
It's also possible that because of the offensive rebounding threat, that Wemby doesn't contest shots he normally would because he's afraid of giving up the offensive rebound on the backside. Like that's the thing, that's the spacing element of guys like Mitchell Robinson. It's like you can't leave their body to go contest a shot at the rim, because even if you force the miss, there's now cleanup behind you. That's what happened in the NBA Cup final. Wemby went to contest everything at the rim. Here comes Mitchell Robinson sliding in behind, offensive rebound, put back, kick out 3. So now maybe Wemby thinks twice about contesting shots he normally contests because he doesn't want to give up the offensive rebound. Like,
correct.
Yeah, I think the Knicks have avenues to be able to figure out how to score at the rim. Now that's going to be the big part of the series, but I think they have avenues.
And Ox, to your point,
they're not fouling on Wemby, by the way.
And Ox, to your point,
as in the refs.
Yeah, you got to keep Wemby on the court. Part of it. Yeah.
Teams are not gonna. Teams are not. To your point, Ox. Teams are not just gonna watch the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs just build up their team and do nothing. Well, this is what we've been doing the whole season in terms of paint presence. Okay, Wemby's in the paint. Okay, now we can't do that anymore. We're done. No, that's not the way that works. No. That's not
the Knicks aren't built like that.
Yeah, I mean that's
the Knicks aren't built.
That's bad coaching, if you ask me.
No, that's not the way that works. Wemby's in the paint, so now we can't score in the paint anymore. So
there is the psychological aspect. Like after the Wolves beat the Spurs in Game 1 and Wemby had 12 blocks, we were up here saying that you guys can attack Wemby. Like he's gonna block a bunch of shots, but if you guys keep attacking, good things are gonna happen. But there's the psychological aspect of I don't want my shot to get blocked 8 times. Like regardless of it's good for the team. Yeah, we're putting pressure on him. Yeah, at some point, he's blocked me 5 times in the first half. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's good actually, but I don't want to get blocked a 6th time. So maybe even if the game plan is keep attacking, I don't want to.
Well, then you can't play. That's all I'm saying.
That's really what that is.
Yeah. But there is still the psychological aspect of this guy's blocked my shot 24 times in 3 games.
Right, but see, Mars, that's exactly what I'm saying though. If it's his job to shut down the paint, make him do his job. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're not taking shots at the rim, when you're not putting your shoulder in his chest, he's not working. I know it looks like he's working because he's deterring, but if you don't make him deter, he's not doing his job. You have to make him work. You know what I mean? And when you got a guy that's coming through the air trying to block everything, you put a lot of pressure on the refs. You know what I'm saying? You put a lot of pressure on him. You got to make him work. That's all I'm saying. And once again, too, it's a game of adjustments, different ways. We might not do this for 4 quarters, but for the whole, let's say, thirds of a quarter. So first, fourth, second, fourth, third, fourth. That whole second, fourth, straight to his chest. No threes. Or everything in the paint. Make him block shots. Make him do what he got to do. You know what I mean? Just switch it up a little bit. That's all I'm saying. We can't play a whole game of dribble, kick out threes.
Fair enough.
Trey Ray. I'm so tired about this strength of team. Like a team led by Denny, relying on good Scoot Henderson games, and then a legless Ant and brainless Randall is the freaking pantheon of playoff hoops.
I mean, Wemby did get concussed in that series as well.
It was we're doing a lot of discrediting of the Knicks run, but that Spurs one, they got lucky. They got to beat the OKC in name, but they didn't beat OKC. J-Dub, they didn't play, and they still won 7 games. So salute.
SPC Ghost. Love the show, y'all. What are y'all thoughts on Mitchell Robinson in this series? I think he'll be essential if he doesn't get caught up with that hand injury. Please mute Penn for the rest of the show. All right, bro.
Yeah, it
So there's
depends
been
on
just
if he
a
can be himself. Yeah, because
yeah. There's just a report that just got released that he's available for game one. Whether I don't know if you guys saw any of that practice footage. He wasn't doing much on that hand, even from dunking and stuff. So I hope it doesn't limit him, but I think inevitably it sort of will.
Is his shooting hand or is it his offhand?
He doesn't have a shooting.
Mitchell Robinson has
He
a
doesn't
shooting
have a
hand.
shooting. Yeah,
Yes, he
exactly.
does. He does.
It
get
is
put
on
back.
his shooting hand though.
Okay, that's
yeah.
probably-
Nah,
It's on his
dunks are not
shooting
shots.
hand.
Let me rephrase that.
That's
Okay,
not
I
shot.
apologize. Let me rephrase it. Is it on his strong hand or his weak hand? Let me rephrase.
Strong hand. Yeah, it's
Strong
on his
hand,
strong
strong
hand.
hand.
I'm sorry. Here we go.
Chill. I don't
I hope it
care.
doesn't
He has to play
impact
through it. He has to play through it. This is one of those ones where I'm a-okay saying, nah, play through that. You'll be all right.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
pinky
Yeah,
man. If
they
you
need
don't,
him, yeah.
if you don't,
Well, they're
I think he
saying,
punched the wall, by the
they're
way,
saying
yeah.
it's actually here though, like in the hand.
This is
It's actually a broken hand.
metacarpal.
Yeah,
it's actually a broken
it's not his
Oh, the
weak hand.
metacarpal.
But still,
Yeah.
like
Mm.
you'll be okay, bro. Like let's get to it.
It's one of those. It's one of those injuries, Ox, where we have to decide. I mean, is the pain tolerance because it's not going to get worse, right? It's not one of them situations where it's going to get
Yeah,
worse.
he might
So,
block a shot too hard.
It could
Might
crack
get
more.
rid of
It could crack more. Yeah, don't know.
yeah.
If it gets
Man,
cracked more, give him a shot. Get your ass
Exactly.
But
out
chill,
there.
what was
That's
he doing?
exactly
What
what I
was
was
this guy
finna say.
doing? Chill. What is he doing?
I'm
man?
blown
What?
away by that. What the fuck are you doing? How did you
Told
break
y'all
your
what he
hand?
was
What's
doing
this-
already. I ain't gonna tell
How did you
again.
break your hand? What the hell were you doing to break your hand?
What if he
if
got
he
in the
break
fight or
that
something? That's possible.
He
Who are
better
you
shoot that
fighting?
up with that. He better shoot that up with that shit that put elephants to sleep. Shoot
Hey,
that
all
up.
I'm saying is, man, play ball. You'll be okay, bro. You just
Yeah, you're gonna be all right.
You're not.
Oh,
We're not missing the finals because of a bone in your hand.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
He's
No.
not.
if this is a bone in your foot, if this
you
is
can't
a
run.
torn up knee, if this is a you know what I'm saying, a hip, a back, shoulder, even, something like that, cool. But we even a wrist. If you break your wrist, okay, I'll give you a little bail. Like, okay, for sure. A bone in your hand or a finger, I just can't. And I mean, who am I? It doesn't matter what I think. I'm just saying to get your ass on the court, bro. Let's play ball.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Solo, Cowboy Bob, pin the defense that Spurs play zone adjacent plays in favor to the Knicks due to shooting and drive on that zone. Also, Knicks used to fight through screens with Tibbs. That caused fatigue. Go, New York, go.
We shall see.
We shall see. Yes, sir.
Wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks are going under every ball screen. They did that to Cade.
I don't know
last
how
year.
much zone they're going to
They
play. To
should.
be honest.
Yeah, like going
don't
under
know.
on De'Aaron, going under on Castle, under on Harper. Now, if they make them, they make them. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's something they come out doing.
Well, this is the big advantage for the Knicks.
They should.
Right.
They should start doing that. Yeah.
Drew knows ball. NBA Finals kick off tonight. I'm hyped.
Me too.
If Wemby dominates, averages 26-13 with 4 blocks, and wins Finals MVP, is he clear-cut best in the world and best 22-year-old ever? List the top 5 best 22-year-olds ever.
No,
Fuck
I don't think
LeBron
he's clear-cut
James.
best in the world. Yeah, I don't think he's clear-cut best in the world, regardless. I think he might be the best in the world. And best 22-year-old ever, I've been saying that for months now at this point. So, yeah,
he
I
is.
think
I think
And then
most
the
people would
top
consider him clear cut the best if he wins.
Top 5,
Shaq,
Wemby, Kareem, Shaq, Kobe.
Michael
Um,
Jordan was better at 22 than Kobe Bryant. Let's not lie. Okay.
No, it was not.
Yes, he was.
Yes,
and
no,
then-
LeBron James.
and then
Significantly,
Duncan
No, it was not.
Duncan or Bron. I'm not as high on 22-year-old Bron as consensus. But also, these are 5 all-time greats.
Crazy.
So,
That was
yeah.
Duncan rookie year too, by the way.
Oh, it was
No,
rookie Duncan.
no,
Oh,
no,
whoops,
no,
I
no,
thought it was year 2 Duncan was 22.
He played-
You are
Yeah,
you
year two
are
Duncan was
correct.
22.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan entered
yeah.
the league at 21. So
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
year 2 Duncan was
2007
22.
LeBron James was.
So yeah, I would say Wemby, Shaq. This is not in order. Wemby, Shaq, Kareem, Kobe, Duncan. That'd be my top 5.
Y'all hear that, chat? Y'all hear me sticking up for LeBron James? Y'all hear that? Me sticking up for LeBron James? I know y'all call me a LeBron hater, so Just want to remind y'all, I got his back all the time. I'm also the one who had him first team All NBA last year.
You did
That
say
was me.
that, Ox.
That
Yes,
was
you-
also me.
you
I'm
did say
also
that.
the one who said that because he was so great that they beat the Houston Rockets in 2018. I just want to be clear that I'm always the one sticking up for LeBron James.
Always.
Always.
I think it's
Always
great.
a stretch.
He did earlier this. He did earlier right before the playoffs. He did
Always.
say. He did
Even
say
during the
it was
playoffs, when y'all
Braun.
came, when y'all came up
It
here
was Braun who did his job. It was Braun who held up. Luka was the one who couldn't hold up. It was Braun who actually did it.
I'm
He did
always
stick
sticking up for Bron.
Oh no, chill. He does. I mean, Ox. I don't know when he's gonna drop the LeBron at 6. He's a LeBron and Laker fan. I don't know when he's just gonna flat out just come out.
I'm
and
definitely not a
accept
Laker
it.
fan.
You know
But
what?
yeah,
Real
I'm,
talk. Wait
you
a
think,
second.
you think
I'm
Bron-
definitely
you
a
think Bron
LeBron
at 22
fan.
is better than
Talking
Magic at
about real
22?
talk. Yes, that's exactly what I'm
Probably so.
talking about. Real talk.
Probably so, yeah.
Ox, we catch your ass.
But we're
He's
not
better
gonna
than
talk about
Magic
no
at
Laker
22,
shit.
he's
We're
better
not
than Magic
talking
at
about no Laker
32,
shit.
but he's not better
But
than
yeah,
Magic.
I am definitely a LeBron fan. Absolutely, I'm a LeBron fan. But
See,
I'm a
real
fan.
talk,
I'm a
you
fan
just
of. I'm
said
a
it.
fan of a lot of guys, but I can still critique them though.
You
know?
can, but you know what you also do too? Real talk. You just said it. We catch your ass tiptoeing out the trick spot. And the trick spot is the Lakers.
Like
The trick spot is the Lakers. We catch
I mean,
you, we catch you
chill.
tiptoeing in and out of there from time to
Chill.
time.
I respect my ops. If I didn't respect you, you couldn't be my op. So you know what I mean. Yeah. But it's California
That's a
over
fact.
everybody. It's California over everybody. So yeah, shit, fuck it.
As you were saying.
That's why I ain't got no ops, especially up here.
Speak for yourself, man. It
I
might
don't
be
want
a
you-
one way.
I don't want you to
It might be
catch me
one-way
tiptoeing
beef,
at it.
but there's beef.
I don't want you to catch me tiptoeing out of nowhere. Go ahead, Ox.
The thing, chill. You don't catch me tiptoeing out of nothing. If I'm here, I'm strutting out this motherfucker, having a great time, high on life. Trey Ray. Another thing, the Knicks for at least the last 2 seasons have had 20 percentile shot quality. But when you add the context of personnel, it jumps to 90%. We are willing to midi all day if need be.
I don't see
That's
why
a
not.
fact. Everyone on that team will shoot a midi. OG, McHale,
Yup.
Cat, Brunson, everyone on Jordan Clarkson if he get in. Everyone in that team, like
That's gonna be
And we just
giving
valuable
up
in the
middies.
series too.
And
by the way.
for the record, Mars, because I know
They
how
gonna
you
need
are
it.
with
Yeah,
when
that's
it comes
for
to the
damn
long
sure.
ball, Mars. Just so we clear, we can make the long balls up with free throws. We can do that.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. Their role players shoot mid-range jumpers. Like it's not one of those teams where it's layups or threes and then we just shut them off because we close out and funnel them to Wemby. No, they'll stop and shoot from 14 feet. And if they're shooting the way they have been, that's a good little counter to whatever the Spurs got going on.
Well, that when I was watching the tape, that was Brunson's go-to. He would just get to the midi, shoot a high with a bit of arc. He loves that spot. That's where he operates the best.
Mid
That
range.
Brunson guy, good man.
Yes, sir.
Lake Show. I love the Showtime Lakers. I love the 80s Lakers. I love every player on those
You
teams.
said you had all the tapes, right? You had the tapes
Yeah,
of the
I
Lakers?
grew up on that. Like that's what I love those teams. I love the late '90s Lakers. Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones. I didn't hate the Lakers until the 2000s.
Until your team was
Understandably.
competing with them.
And you didn't really hate them. It was more Bryant than it was the Lakers.
Nah, I hated all of them. Shaq,
Okay.
Kobe, all of them. All of them.
Rest in peace, Rick Hardeman, by the way. I don't know if you-
Oh,
We
yeah,
talked
we
about that.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, RIP. After the finals, the Spurs will be coming off a 30 mil in caps, coming off of 30 mil in cap space. If they are looking for a fourth option, who would you choose? Maybe Cam Thomas?
That can't be the Cam Thomas I'm thinking of.
It is, Mars.
Oh,
It 100%.
absolutely
is.
not.
We're
It
not giving him
100%
30
is.
million anyway.
Yeah,
by the way. But-
Yes, it is that Cam Thomas. Yes,
Possible.
there is no other.
Where does
Cam
that? Where does that 30 mil come from?
They got
Harris,
expiring.
Barnes, and Kelly Olynyk, I think, are coming off the bench.
Yeah, they got
Oh,
some
okay.
expiring.
If I'm the Spurs, my priority is just getting a power forward, a more physical,
Yes.
rebounding.
They have a
forward.
power forward,
Who is it?
Victor Wembanyama.
He's
Okay.
a shooting guard.
No.
Whatever.
Oh,
If I'm the Spurs, my priority is getting that physical, rebounding power forward. I don't know who that is. Maybe they're in the draft. Maybe they're someone
Morez
who you
Johnson.
can buy
If they
low.
can-
But
If they can get Morez Johnson, that would be a perfect fit next to Wemby, in my opinion.
Cam Johnson. Maybe they're talking about Cam Johnson. Still,
you
I
mean
don't-
Cam
I don't-
Johnson? See, I knew he ain't mean Cam Thomas. Impossible.
Either one. I don't want either one of them.
How you feel about Trey Murphy?
I don't buy into
Not
the
for-
Trey
Kinda cost
Murphy
a lot.
hype.
Spurs,
Like,
not for
Kinda cost a
Spurs.
he's
lot.
not the archetype I was looking for, but I mean, I think Trey Murphy cool. I just don't see the Trey Murphy that other people seem to see. But
That super
Trey
chat did
Murphy
not
is
mean Cam
a
Johnson. No, it
role
didn't. Because if
player.
it was Cam Johnson, he would have said Cam Johnson.
Trey
Thomas
Murphy
and
is
Johnson
it's
on
not
the keyboard
possible.
are
It's
not
not
the same.
possible.
Some people
No.
say the wrong name. Some people say the
No.
wrong name.
Chill,
That's
it's
what it
not
is.
possible that
Yeah,
they
it is.
think the Spurs want Cam Thomas. Like,
Some
it's
people
not
say the wrong
possible.
name.
He
Like
was-
some
he-
people
he
get
said it
Deuce
right.
McBride and Quentin Grimes mixed up. It happens. But like ultimately, we still know who they're talking about. But the Trey Murphy thing, yeah, Trey Murphy he's from the Larry Markkinen and MPJ line of players, and people keep trying to project him to be this on-ball creating wing, which he's not. He's an off-ball stretch wing who can be really dynamic away from the ball. That's what he is, which is a
Right.
good player.
And
But he's being
what you need-
mischaracterized.
But
as
that's
something
what you need
actually
next to
asked him about that,
that's
yeah.
what you need next to a Dylan Harper, though.
No, I think it's
I
cool.
actually asked him. about
I'm not
that.
saying you don't go after Trey Murphy if you're the Spurs. I'm saying that's not the archetype I would prioritize. I'm prioritizing that rebounding four. I think that's the one thing they're missing on. Like Champagne is good, but you need someone who can probably match the physicality of some of the bigger wings in the league, and they don't really have that right now. In my opinion.
Carter Bryant could grow into that. Hopefully.
That was
Sure.
really Green's
Maybe.
fault, by the
Imagine
way. putting the
that.
ball in
But
his
as you were saying, Ox, I'm sorry. You were saying something.
But also centers too, Mars, because I think like that's the other point. Because Wemby a lot of times isn't going to be guarding the center; he's going to be guarding some perimeter player that can't shoot and roam. So that four actually needs to be able to like
Needs
get
to be able
on
to
the
match up
glass
with some of the bigs
vibes.
in the league
Yeah.
as well, and rebound. Like
Do-
there's not
do-
like
That's
the
right.
player I'm talking about is probably like one of like low key the best players in the world. But if they do exist, that's what I think they should be going.
Aaron Gordon would be great if
Do y'all know what
If it
this
was
means?
attainable. We can
What?
tax San
No,
Antonio Spurs
Like
mentally.
when there's nothing on the screen and then this pops up. Y'all know what that
Oh,
means?
Shut the hell
Shut
up.
up.
Shut up.
That doesn't mean to
That
doesn't mean to shut
I
up.
see where I
But-
stand. I see where I stand. Merry Christmas, man. It's cool.
As you were saying, Ox,
Sorry for trying to contribute to the show. No, it's cool. I know when I'm not one.
Jonathan Frazier, what did you do?
I just want to say it doesn't mean shut up. It just means like we got super chats and we're at the 3-hour mark. See, that's why Mars left. That was perfect timing because we just hit the 3-hour mark and Mars has been on that. As soon as he fulfills his 3 hours, he gets out of here.
He didn't fulfill his 3 hours. He showed up late.
I got to run
crazy,
though, so I'll
boy.
see y'all tomorrow.
Later.
Oh,
All right, Dave.
He's staying.
Later.
Hey, it's 4 a.m. I'm sorry.
No, I feel you, David.
Yeah,
It's all
no, you
good. See ya. I see ya. As soon as I want to get the super chat, you see what they do? They get up out of here. Oh, that's crazy. The Jonathan Frazier. We can tax San Antonio mentally in a way they haven't been before. Portland, Denny, Minnesota, and OKC, Shea. That's 3 teams that don't do a lot of off ball and run through one guy.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's fair. Okay. Everyone be quiet. The Hoop Talk podcast is back. I don't know how long, but all that matters is that they're back.
Yep. They back in effect.
Salute
Word
to
is
Hoop
bond.
Talk. Salute to John,
Sir.
man. He been MIA for a while. Glad he back.
Mm-hmm.
John D been
Oh,
around.
Diesel, that's Diesel? Diesel
Yep.
back?
Yeah, that's Diesel. Yeah.
Kid.
John D
Check
been
out the
around.
kid.
He been doing some stuff. Just because he ain't on Players Choice doesn't mean he's not around doing stuff.
Oh well, if it
I'm
ain't
saying he
happening
hasn't
on the
been
PC
doing Hoop
network,
Talk podcast.
Ty Light 896. OKC draft and developed some of the best players. They produced 4 MVPs and good role players that left and went to play productive roles on other teams.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I
Not bad.
really liked Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's response when he was asked whether he would give input. And he said, I will give 0 input and I will allow the best GM in the NBA to do his job, Sam Presti. I know LeBron didn't always have that luxury because some of his general managers were trash, but it is refreshing to see a player acknowledge that his front office is really good.
I don't work in that department. Talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Exactly.
I don't work there. Nope.
Facts. Tupac West Side. Guess the movie quote. You got us twisted, homie. You got to put your own work in around here. That's so easy. Come on.
All right.
We know that's training.
All right.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
All right. Player to player, pimp to pimp. I don't believe you shoot me, nigga. Yeah, Jake. I don't think you got it in you.
You shot me in my ass.
Jake, I don't think you got it in you, Jake. I'm gonna get that money. I'm gonna get that gun. And I'm gonna get that money, and you ain't gonna shoot a cop in the back.
Chill. Would you?
You know what you giving to the cop? That's right. Pawn or
just a moment. You know Terry Crews, right? Obviously, we all know Terry Crews.
Mhm.
He got his break on that because they just needed somebody to stand in the back. So he didn't get paid. From what I understand, he didn't get paid.
He was just an extra. He was just standing.
He just kind of standing there and
get paid for what? He ain't do shit.
Well, I mean, us in films, just showing up because your face is on the screen and it will be there forever and ever. You get paid a lot of money just to stand.
Not a lot of money.
Are you talking to somebody in the film industry, my friend?
I'm talking to some. I don't care who I'm talking to. You don't get paid a lot of money to be an extra. You don't
Unless
a lot of money is $200. Then cool.
Okay, yeah, you get paid $200 to show up for an hour and a half to 2 hours of work. Like, yeah, it's a lot of money for that moment. But like when you're a prominent extra, I'm not talking like walking through the background with 400 people. I'm talking like you are prominently on screen. Your face is on screen. You have a speaking part or even yeah, you do get paid. And you potentially get royalties and all that stuff too. So
them royalties can't buy you a pack of Swishers. Bob, hearing a lot of guys with their feet planted. Let's put some booty on the line. Put your money where your mouth is. Oh wow. I'm not gonna read the rest of that. I'm already cooked from my mishap earlier. So okay, we ain't gonna put no booty on the line, brother. Oh man,
That's got to be Swiper Burner.
Oh man, athletic mind. Wemby and Tim Duncan have too many parallels. The script is too good. It's some evil stuff going on in San Antonio. Wemby signed that deal, man. GG's.
So I guess he signed the deal with the Devils.
I think that's what they're implying, yeah. I would like to think that the kid just got here by hard work.
He did.
Athletic mind. I can say the Knicks' path wasn't a hard one. But if Boston had the same path and made it, I don't believe the conversation would have been the same. Probably not.
I think Boston would still be there's an anchoring bias. People thought the Boston Celtics were better than the Knicks coming into the playoffs. So if they had gotten to this point, they would continue to invest in what they had already invested in, right? I think it's funny when a team wins 10 straight games in the playoffs, we forget all the criticisms we had and questions, concerns we had of that team coming into the playoffs. The multiple, we talked about the injury stuff with OG. We've talked about the lack of, on-ball creation away from Jalen Brunson. What happens when he gets stopped? We've talked about Cat's foul trouble, inconsistencies, his softness. They have two bad defenders in the starting lineup, potentially 3. Josh Hart shooting. All these concerns go away when you win 10 straight, right? But you lose tonight, all those concerns are back.
Yeah.
I mean, those concerns went away when you answer the concerns through your play.
Penn, would it blow your mind that I was an extra?
Nope. Wouldn't blow my mind at all.
I was on Party of 5. I was on Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh, that's dope.
I was on ER. I was on Dom and Greg. I was doing that when I lived in Los Angeles. Yeah.
You had an agent and everything?
I did not have an agent, no. Mm-mm.
Oh, damn.
Like somebody called me and like, yo, can you come do this? Can you come do that? And yeah, I was doing that.
Dom and Greg was hilarious, too.
That's dope.
90210 was a fire show, though.
Sure.
Yak Man. Spurs in 3. Let's effing go, Penn.
Let's go. I feel like I didn't stand up loud enough for San Antonio yesterday. I was just like, yeah, I could see a world in which New York wins and whatever, and maybe, to balance out all this Knicks in you know, Knicks are gonna win. Knicks are so great. I need to go to the opposite extreme, but I'm really trying not to do that. I'm trying not to counterbalance insanity with further insanity. I'm just trying to stay where I'm at. So that's where I'm at. Knicks can win. I think San Antonio is going to win.
I don't see how adding insanity on top of insanity has ever helped anything.
So, I already did some nut shit. I'm going to go do some more nut shit on top of the nut shit I already did. Nah,
definitely
that's
good job. Good job with
that.
Anime is cool. Is this finals the best promo for the NBA Cup? Do you guys think the people will take it more seriously? This is from Anime Who's Cool, who's been a member for 21 months. Shout out to you.
I think it does. Yes, I think it is.
I think it lends some validity to it. And I think the teams that go to the NBA Cup next year will get that stimulus boost in the odds rankings going forward. They'll be like, oh, this is a big deal. You know, like, oh, the last year this happened and they went all the way to the finals. Yeah.
Tony 97 have been a member for 5 months. Did y'all see the pics Vando posted of his finger? That shit was gruesome. Can't believe he played so quickly after that. Love y'all, PC. Family, keep it up.
Did not see the picture.
No, I didn't. I don't want to see that shit.
And I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it either.
I'm telling you, bro, my finger, what happened to my finger, my shit was pointing back at me. Like it was folded in half. That shit was nasty.
I'm just cool.
And I popped it back in and went and knocked down the free throws, too. Right there.
Oh, that's when you can make a free throw when your finger broke.
I didn't expect to make it, but shit, I got the end one. I broke my finger on the steal. Like I broke it against the dude's shoulder and it cracked right there. And then I got the ball, you know, I stole it like at the 3-point line, took about 3 dribbles. He came back and fouled me. I hit him with one of these little layups like this, fell on the ground. And then I was like, damn, my finger is funny. I looked at my finger, that shit was folded in half, bro. That shit was ugly. But I scored the layup and the end one.
I was a kid and we were playing, I forgot what we were playing, like tag or something like that. We were in a dojo, and so there's no shoes. And then, like, I was running behind somebody chasing them, and then my foot stepped on their heel, my pinky. And I was like, damn, that kind of hurt. And then I looked down, and my pinky was like that. You know, like where the skin connects where you could bend. That was gone, and my pinky toe was just hanging. I was like, damn, I had to go get it reattached. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Jamaica Rossclaw, Ox, is that a ball spot? No, that's gray hair, brother. That's gray hair. I got a gray patch right
There's
there.
age and wisdom.
Absolutely, yeah. I got grays all over though, but I got a patch right there. But thanks for trying to embarrass me, I guess. It's because, you know, it's not the first time he's actually sent that through. I already answered that question.
Real talk. In real life, I do have a lot of injuries. So I'm sad.
Knicks are a great defensive team as well, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
Fantastic. Defense in the playoffs, coming into the playoffs or something?
No. Number one defense.
They were a top 10 defense in the regular season, and they've been either the best.
They were the 7th best defense in the regular season.
Now they're like top 3 in the playoffs, I believe.
Through the what was it, like in the first round? I believe somebody had sent a message through talking about who were the top defenses, and I think Detroit. Who was it? Detroit that was number 1. I think actually. If I'm not mistaken. BK Slime became a YouTube member. Shout out to you. S. Molly, can't wait for everyone to turn against the Spurs like everyone did the Thunder. It's going to be sweet victory when the cycle continues. No, you know what, though? The hate watch OKC got in that Game 7 was insane. Like, I was at a sports bar here called The Independent. People go to watch a lot of games, and it was 70 Spurs fans in there. I've been in Portland for a while, and I don't remember ever hearing
like
about
where these dudes came from.
Y'all really hate OKC that bad.
Yeah.
Narratives are very strong. You have to remind yourself to talk to some family members that don't keep up with basketball like that and whatnot, and just ask them like, hey, what's your opinion on such and such? Right. I asked a few family members, all of them were rooting against OKC. Oh, I don't like the flopping. I don't like the they got a real flop narrative.
Somebody told me that they went to a bar in Shay's hometown, Hamilton, Ontario, and everyone was rooting for the Spurs. That shit really offended me, man.
Well, okay, so but the thing with that though, Pin, is if those guys were just like on some hater shit, like that sucks out, obviously. But I do feel like if you really are a Spurs fan, like say if you were a Spurs fan back with like Tim Duncan way, I don't feel like you should have to switch up just because Shea's in the NBA. You know
No,
what I mean?
I don't think that's it at all. I think it's something that I learned, and it's a bit of a unique perspective as someone who wasn't born in Canada but grew up in the States and then came to Canada. What I learned is that a lot of Canadians, and I know people in Canada hate hearing this, they adopt their view on shit from what America thinks. So basically, a Canadian has to go to America, be celebrated, and then Canadians are like, "Oh wow, that guy's amazing."
Shit. Damn, man.
It's the cultural influence. I mean, chill. You got to understand, like 75% of the Canadian population lives within 90 miles of the U.S. border. Like, there's a lot of cultural influence here, and America's always the stronger culture.
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
explains
They're
the whole
a little
Drake
cousin, you know.
culture vulture. But interestingly enough, I did pull up the stats on the best defense in the NBA during the playoffs. It is the New York Knicks. They are the number 1 defense. Cho, would you like to guess who the number 2 defense is in the playoffs?
The San Antonio Spurs.
The Spurs. So the 2 best defenses are meeting in the playoffs.
So you're telling me that I said the Knicks were the best playoff defense, and you just shut me down. Like, no, that's not right. And then you looked it up, and I was
no.
right.
I thought you were talking about the regular season. I said they were 7th in the regular season.
That's fucked up, bro. That's crazy. Got the people thinking I'm out here just telling lies. Anyways, though, thanks to y'all for pulling up. Thanks for sending super.
Oh, that's all of them.
That's it.
Yeah. I don't do no bullshit in real talk.
Unlike somebody else.
Somebody that does no call, no shows, and doesn't send the link out.
Unlike somebody else.
Don't trip though. I got us. Pin, got anything in closing?
Go Spurs, go.
Real talk.
Knicks, don't make me look like a fool.
Chill.
Call your mother.
Do that.
Call your mother.
All right, y'all. Game
Call
1
your daddy
starts
too.
Call your
Wait, chill. We got to issue a warning. If the New York Knicks win tonight, dear New Yorkers, public property, please do not destroy
burn that
it.
motherfucker down.
No.
Knock all that shit over.
Driving, still do not drive drunk.
Absolutely, never drink and drive. You know that. Never, ever, 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 ever
Drink responsibly.
Shout out to Dad. Shout out to Dad for keeping the lights
but
on.
if you in New York, man, hop on that subway. Get blasted.
If you're
knock
a Knicks
all that
fan
shit
and
over.
you see a San Antonio Spurs fan, please do not assault that person.
If you're a San Antonio fan, keep your ass out of New York. We burning this motherfucker down.
So we gonna let Knicks fans take
knock
over
all that
San
shit over.
Antonio.
You come through Manhattan in the San Antonio Spurs just be tearing that shit off you.